What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel reserved for the best. What's good, homies? We are, it's 4th of July. We're hanging out, just kicking it loosely, chilling. We got some people there at barbecues. We got people hanging out at cookouts and all kinds of, family functions and whatnot. But Stu should be joining us shortly. My man Spade will be coming on as well. He finally just did his first wrestling match, so we're going to watch him wrestle a little bit. Catch a little video of that. And Sada, welcome. What's up?
Thank you.
We so yeah, while we wait, you got to
Yeah.
that's what we talk. That's what I want to talk about. Truth.
Oh, I hate the blur. Let me turn off the blur.
There it is.
Work with me.
There it is. Isaiah Bradley. So what's actually kind of cool that you're here right now, Sada, is it was your pops who put me on to Isaiah Bradley in Truth.
Oh, really? Good for him. Because he put me on.
Yep, the one and only Grap Lover. He was on my first show. He was on my very first show. He was one of the guests, one of the panel members.
Oh, nice.
The very first episode. And and we checked out some of his collection and everything. And that's one of the books. When he showed it, I was like, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a really good book. Yeah, it really is. I read the graphic novel, the soft cover. Same thing. But I'm gonna turn my AC off because it's a little loud for me. But yeah, so Isaiah Bradley, it's a sad story, really. I mean, it's very sad, in fact. I found it tragic. You got and if you guys remember, a lot of people learned about Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV show, because that's where 2 episodes in, I think it was, maybe it was, but they sort of the show is an exploration of what it means to be a black hero, not black in the way that Black Panther explores the Afro-futurist nation of Wakanda or its connection to those of African descent. Black in the way that African Americans can fight and die for a nation that gives them nothing in return and frequently takes from them. And you got Sam Wilson is a man who has saved the world as part of the Avengers, but he can't get a loan approved. He, you know what I'm saying? And it's really, reflective, I guess, of real society. That's one thing that the MCU did well, and Marvel, the world outside your window kind of thing. They really keep it real. And he's Falcon, veteran of I don't know how many wars, 2 maybe. But he still gets hassled by the cops. He gave up the near mythical shield of Captain America, expecting it to sit in a museum, only to have the government essentially spit in his face and give it to John Walker.
Yeah, that was dumb of Sam. I'm sorry.
What? It was a little
to give up the shield. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, I feel like even if you didn't want to take the mantle, at least keep the shield, because Steve gave it to you. He entrusted you.
Right.
And just keep it in the back until you're ready, But
right.
Yeah,
yeah, because he gave him the shield. It's not America's shield, it's Captain America's shield, and he gave it to him to take care of. And you're right, that was a silly move, maybe short-sighted, but he didn't. I mean, to be fair, he couldn't imagine that would happen, what they did with it. But like you said, what did he expect? The real illustration of the cost of being a black hero was shown in the episode with Isaiah Bradley. You know,
Yeah,
the
I don't remember
call.
what number episode that was. I don't know if that was 3 or 4. I'm
I
not
thought it
sure.
yeah, I thought it was the second one, but
Oh, it
maybe
could be.
it could have been 3 or 4. But um Bucky takes takes Sam to meet Isaiah Bradley, played by veteran actor Carl Lumbly. And Isaiah Bradley is a soldier, a super soldier like Bucky, and in fact, the American government sent him to take care of the Winter Soldier during the Korean War, a job that he seemingly did. For his service, Bradley was jailed for 30 years, experimented on, and apparently thrust into the world with nothing. He is one of the original super soldiers lost to time because he was black. Let me let Spade up in here. Spade, what's good, man?
What's up, bro?
Lucy.
What's happening with you? We just talking about Isaiah Bradley, the sad story of Isaiah Bradley and the
Yeah, I think the MCU they gave a watered down great version of what he went through, but it was watered down compared to this comic. So it's just tragic all around. But
yeah
yeah, it
yeah yeah.
almost makes me like look at Steve sideways because it's like
Mhm.
I believe it came out that he knew and you just didn't say anything all this time, and I'm like, why? Why wouldn't you say something? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You mean in the comic?
yeah. No, I mean in the show, right? Didn't
Oh,
Bucky say that he was aware, or
yeah.
maybe I
Well,
misremember
in the
that.
comic, I was looking at him sideways because
Yeah,
he knew something, and he let something slide. It's been a minute since I read it, but
yeah, me too. But you're right, and I was like, why didn't you say something in there too? Like, come on.
yeah, yeah. Like all that time, he knew that what had happened to him, and he didn't do nothing about it. So I was kind of like, well. But so Isaiah Bradley, for context, obviously comes from the limited comic series Truth, Red, White, and Black, written by Robert Morales and drawn by Carl Baker. The series sort of tells the story of 3 black men drafted into the United States Army: Lucas Evan, Maurice Canfield, and Isaiah Bradley. It's the early 1940s. Somebody TV on, Spade? That's your TV?
I'm like still at my granny's house, so we got
Oh,
business.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll mute you unless you want to say something. You can unmute it. Um, the trying to think. So yeah, it's the early 1940s. The U.S. is entering World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor. All 3 men end up at Camp Cathcart, a training camp mostly full of black soldiers. 300 black soldiers are taken from the camp to a secret facility where the U.S. government experiments on them with an early version of the super soldier serum. And among them are 3 protagonists. The rest are killed to hide the camp's existence. It's very reminiscent of the Tuskegee experiment. In fact,
Mhm.
the guy that gave the guy who wrote this, Morales, the idea, it was based on, he wanted to definitely, use the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah.
The premise of the series definitely mirrors it. Where the US government promised 600 African American men free health care. Instead, the study was aimed at seeing the results of untreated syphilis. The researchers left the disease untreated in 399 of the men, even actively preventing the U.S. military from curing them when they were drafted into World War II. So if you don't know about the Tuskegee experiment, Google that and learn about it. But in the fictional experiment, in the
This
in the
is
book,
a little page from the experiment and one of the soldiers dying.
yeah, let me show that again. Let me blow that up.
Oh yeah. Just
Yeah. So you see over there he's on the gurney, he's strapped down because they injected him and it's just going nuts and he like explodes.
mhm.
And yeah, and then the families are just being told that their, loved ones were killed in battle or whatever. They're just lying to them. And Hardy boy, what's good? What's good? Black critical peace, peace.
What's up?
So yeah, that's what they do. And in the book, in the fictional Tuskegee experiment, which in the book is not about syphilis. It's super soldier serum. So they have the original 300 soldiers. Only 7 of the 300 survive with enhanced abilities. Those deaths allow Professor Reinstein, the bad guy, to perfect the serum, leading to the creation of Captain America. Right. So they used all the black subjects to trial and error, killing guys, hundreds of guys, just to make the serum that they then give to, Steve Rogers. Following several missions and failures in their version of the serum, only Isaiah Bradley out of the 7 remains. Bradley undertakes a suicide mission wearing he upon himself. He's gonna go and I forget what his mission was or what he was going to do for the American government, but he steals Captain America's costume and shield and takes off without telling anybody on a suicide mission. Basically, he knows he's gonna die, so he dresses like Captain America, only to be ultimately captured by the Germans. He's later freed by the local resistance, but upon the return to the United States, he's arrested, court-martialed for stealing Captain America's costume. Forget all the rest of the shit that they did to him. But in truth, Bradley was jailed for 17 years. The confinement and neglect deteriorated his brain, leaving him mentally like a child. And this was inspired by Muhammad Ali. The brain damage. So they wanted him to sort of mirror the brain damage of Muhammad Ali. And once freed, he had a life, but it was a diminished one. Almost an urban legend, a hero among the black community that sort of whispered, but one never given his public due or a life of luxury for his service that he deserved or any of that. His children and grandchildren did pick up his powers and heroism, albeit in different ways. Remember, so there's one cool thing about the in the show, we get to see Patriot before he's Patriot.
Yeah.
The government took Bradley's DNA with a surrogate mother, created a son with the same powers. He was taken from the facility by his mother, placed in an orphanage, eventually growing up, finding out that who his true parents were, taking up the Muslim faith later in life. He became Josiah Al-Hajj Sadiq, and Josiah would also become Justice, wearing a version of the Captain America costume. And yes, there is a black Muslim Captain America in the comics. In fact, let me shoot you a picture of him right here. Link. And that's him right there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Justice. I really thought his name was Patriot.
Is that not Patriot?
Yeah, I thought he was Patriot. But I was just reading the caption on that picture, but that says Brad. Yeah, that's Patriot. Fuck
yeah.
No,
Maybe it's a different alias or something. I don't know.
Could be. I was reading this caption, but so the second child in the Bradley heroic heritage is Elijah Bradley, and Elijah Bradley. Okay, it's Elijah Bradley as Patriot. But the other guy is was the Hardy. Yeah. Stu in the building was good.
What's up, Stu?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Man,
The,
happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We just a second. Excuse me, man. All right. Hey, what's up, man? Hey,
Some more pages from the book.
all right.
What is that? That's
Okay.
So we're talking about Captain America Truth. So I'm just showing some pages
okay.
from the book
Yeah.
while he's giving his
My bad.
breakdown.
his dissertation. Giving a dissertation.
Yeah. Just trying to explain to everybody. Well, because like his story and like his character, I feel like the comic is underrated and should be celebrated. I feel it needs to be remade with better art, to be honest.
I can see that. A little updated artwork. That would
I
be dope.
agree.
Yeah.
That would be
I
phenomenal.
mean, listen, they rewrite everything else, Reno, and
Why not?
everything else.
They do.
Why not, bro? This is
Yeah. But so in reality, Elijah was taking the mutant growth hormone, a drug that would temporarily give people powers. When he was hurt in combat, he received a blood transfusion from Isaiah, fully giving him the enhanced super soldier abilities. That's Patriot. That's Elijah Bradley. Justice is Josiah Bradley. He's the Muslim Captain America, which I don't know. I don't have a picture of him. But how did the TV show handle him? There's been a few changes to Isaiah's story within the Falcon and Winter Soldier, like we talked about. We're not given any details about when or how he gained his powers. And he was active during the Korean War as opposed to the World War II because of, the time we live in, the time the comic was made. They just had to update it. But I'm sure that something will cause those details to come to light in future MCU movies and projects. I really hope he'll probably be shown at least, in action at least once, probably in a flashback.
Please.
I know, right? I was like, when they showed him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was like, yes. I was like, okay, this means they're gonna do something. But they didn't. But I was really hoping that in Falcon and Winter Soldier we were gonna see some flashbacks or something about truth. So I was let down. But at least we did get. At least they did, and did pick an actor to play him. He was there. He didn't do or say much, but they acknowledged him.
Maybe they'll do a one shot. That would be nice. Like
I'm saying.
Like a 12-minute thing. Like that would be perfect. I feel like.
Yeah, even an animated joint.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. And in the show, because in the show you have Bucky and Sam go to meet Isaiah. He comes to the door. But it's the kid that comes to the door. Elijah Bradley comes to the door, and we don't know if he has powers yet or what. But my guess is that they may do something closer to his comic origins. The Flag Smashers are obviously super soldiers who gain powers through the power broker. And my guess is that Elijah will either gain powers in the same way or alternatively step out to become a hero, get horribly hurt, and that would leave him in a place to get the blood transfusion from Bradley. Like his comic counterpart. And then we're on the road to Patriot, continuing from the introduction of Billy and Tommy, the future Wiccan and Speed in WandaVision, and then the addition of Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, and that's the Young Avengers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they put Patriot in there. That's why we got Kate Bishop and Wiccan and Speed, because the Young Avengers at least will show up. Maybe if they don't get their own movie, they'll at least be a team in a movie, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm thinking probably phase 5. I could see them coming in phase 5.
Or maybe even a Disney, just a Disney Channel one shot, man, or something. I don't know.
Anything.
Take anything, bro.
Anything. I don't know about a one shot. I feel like they deserve a little bit more than that, just a little bit. But hey, I'll take it.
Or give them a show. Yeah, give them a show for maybe 2-3 seasons. Give us something, anything. We'll take anything at this point.
I would love for them to give it to DC to animate and make a DC animated show with it. Little Bruce Timm action. Get Bruce Timm over here. Be like, yo, Marvel, this is how you do animated shit.
Yeah, you get Bruce Timm and his crew. It'd definitely be on point.
Mm-hmm. For now, though, there was a black Captain America. There was a Muslim Captain America. A hero mistreated by his country and the U.S. government. One that should stand as an example for Sam Wilson. Sam doesn't believe that he can be Captain America because that's Steve Rogers' mantle, but Isaiah Bradley has already stepped into that space, which should make Sam's eventual choice to become Captain America much easier. And, I hope that we get a decent Captain America 4 movie with Sam, and some Isaiah Bradley action would be hella dope.
You think we'll get it?
I think we'll get I know we'll get the Falcon Captain America movie. Will we get Isaiah Bradley?
I don't see it.
Yeah, sadly no. but it would be cool. It would be definitely dope. But there's a lot of info out there, guys, about Isaiah Bradley. Wikipedia. There's plenty of stuff. There's obviously the Truth comic graphic novel. I think there's something else too. They did make an updated version or some shit. There was another one. Hold on, let me see. I swear to God, there was another book. let's see. Introduced in the episode "The Star Spangled Man." No, that's Falcon and Winter Soldier. So he's in stories has appeared in. No, yeah, truth. Captain America: Homeland collects Captain America for Volume 4, number 21 through 28 by Robert Morales. So I wonder if he put him in there. Oh, reprinted in 2009 as Captain America: Truth, a new trade paperback edition. There was a reprint of the title, and I don't know if the art was different. It seems in my mind that I see a different version, but they need to you know how they'll remake a game, like for instance, Knights of the Old Republic, perfect example. Badass game, like really great game, just was made in a time that they just really couldn't give it great graphics. So now they're remaking that with the technology we have today. And I would love to see them do that with this book.
Mm.
Yeah, let's pop a little. Show that again, Sada.
Oh yeah. So this is when Steve and Isaiah officially meet, and he gives him back his like torn suit that he wore during the war. He was saying how sorry he was for everything that happened. And then he gave him the thing. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure it's right.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like one of the final pages of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'd love a flashback. It's a great comic. Please.
Yeah, check that out. As I was telling her, Grap is the one that put me on to that.
Yeah, he put me on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what the hell happened to Spade. I know he had his granny house, but Corey, what up? But I was just about to show his video.
Okay.
Oh,
well, I know the Marvel Phase 5. We're supposed to get a Sam Wilson as Captain America movie.
We gotta wait till Phase 5.
Phase 5 is around the corner.
Is it already? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we there.
Yeah, Phase 5. Yeah, we there. We there because you got X-Men, Deadpool, Fantastic Four, Blade, Sam Wilson as Captain America. You also got Namor. I think that's going to be a Disney project. Adam Warlock, that's Disney Plus. Miss Marvel's Disney Plus. Defenders, Disney Plus. Remember they promised us some new Defenders.
Right.
We only got one season of that. Ant-Man and Wasp. New Avengers, which I don't know who the Avengers are going to be in this new one. Ultimates. We got the Ultimates. Guardians of the Galaxy still hasn't dropped. Nova Corp still hasn't dropped. We're getting one more Spider-Man movie. I don't even know how many after that, but I know there's one more Spider-Man movie coming.
I thought what's her name wanted, or someone, they said they wanted to do a whole nother trilogy. I'm like, okay.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I think they are.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard different rumors. I heard one Spider-Man Dark Reign, Spider-Man Homeless, Spider-Man. Yeah, I heard a couple different Spider-Man, but I don't know what to believe. So
right, that'd be a great title, Spider-Man Homeless.
Yeah, you got X-Force, Excalibur, which we know can happen because in the Inhumans, the one guy, he's supposed to be a Black Knight. Remember, he's talking about his family. He said his family was a.
Oh, you talking about the Eternals?
Yeah, he was in the Eternals. The guy said, yeah. Right, the guy said he was Black Knight or whatever. He's supposed to be a descendant of Black Knight, but he didn't get his powers yet.
Yeah, he was like touching the sword, and then they cut away from it.
Right, and then they cut him. Right, we already got Moon Knight. We should get another season of Moon Knight. And we know the X-Men are coming. Yeah, we know the X-Men are coming somehow, some way. So that's but Marvel plans out their movies in a 10-year, phase. So each phase is 10 years.
Okay, because I was about to say we've barely touched Phase 4 so far. So I was like, that's gonna be a while to wait for Captain America.
Yeah.
Phase 4.
I think if we get anything on Captain Britain before that point, I'm done.
Because Phase 4 is like I think we're in phase 4 now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Phase 4 should be like, WandaVision and all that. So
Hmm.
and we're pretty much almost all the way through all of that. I mean, but a lot of that was when you go back and you look when they announced it. A lot of that was just Disney Plus. There's a lot of Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah.
Most
As
of it
far as
was
actual movies, I mean, I
right.
think it's really just been what No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness, right? I think those are the only two.
No, you had Spider-Man. You
Yeah.
had don't
Oh,
forget
Shang-Chi.
Nova, Shang-Chi. Don't
Oh
forget
yeah,
Nova
the
Corps.
Eternals. Oh, okay, so it's been
Well,
a couple.
Shang-Chi should have been phase 4. Shang-Chi should have been phase 4. Doctor Strange is phase 4.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is
What
phase
if?
four.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if?
Eternal.
Yeah. What if?
Yeah,
All of that. Loki. All of that. We're pretty much
yeah,
through all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phase
yeah.
5 will give us. Phase 5 will give us. The stuff I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, that'll give us those. That'll give us those movies and however they're gonna do it. Because we know the mutants are coming. We know they're gonna be introduced. We know they're coming. We know we're gonna get them. I know Reno's excited. But we're definitely getting mutants on this
You
next
know?
run. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to, bro. If they don't, listen.
Nah,
Let me tell you
they
something. If they
know there's
don't give it,
nothing else.
yeah, there's nothing else to do. And if
I
they
mean, there's
don't give
nothing
us
else that
mutants,
people want that bad. Like that's what
Yeah.
people want more than anything else.
yeah. And if they don't give us mutants on this next one, somebody might go burn Disney
Oh,
Disney down. They might,
Yeah,
seriously,
it's
bro. They
gonna
will.
be a problem.
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Can we
Disney
get a
Studios.
thing of Kang? I mean, we barely touched on Kang, like at all, actually.
You should. Oh man, I lost King in the Flash, but there were.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet. No.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy Fourth.
Happy 4th of
Happy
July.
Fourth,
Yeah, happy
but
4th of
no
July on
one
that one.
Timothy Chalamet. That's a hard no. Oh, the comic is called Captain America Truth. That's what it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
Truth.
And
Yeah.
knowing Rad, you're correct. That's
Yes,
why
you're
I'm
correct.
so
Phase 4 was
confused. Like,
Phase 4 was all the Disney stuff. It was
yeah.
mostly Disney, the Disney
It
Plus
was
stuff.
the Wanda related incidents.
WandaVision incidents,
It was
yeah, and all
So
the
I
multiverse,
hope Phase 5 will be all about
yeah,
multiverse
Kang.
shit.
multiverse and all of that, yeah.
Yeah, 5 should
Yeah,
be
Phase
about
5 would be about
Kang
Kang. That's why they're introducing the Fantastic Four. That's
and
why we're
Doom.
getting
I
that's why we're
hope
getting
so.
some yeah.
Yeah, we got Doom coming and
Yeah,
I don't know,
Doom.
talking about Howard Stern and shit.
Right.
Loki's the best Disney MCU. It was great. It was great.
It was a
Yeah,
book.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Loki was good. Surprisingly good. Loki was
Loki
was
was
really
phenomenal.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was literally off the chart, man. Like I was thoroughly surprised.
It was good. It was definitely official. But yeah, Wolverine, this is the guy that's in talks.
Oh yeah, he said that he talked to him about a role. Now I don't know if it's Wolverine, but he said a role, and then he made another comment. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's talking specifically Wolverine. He said, I'd be excited about it, but apprehensive as well because Hugh is so associated with that role. I wonder if it'd be very difficult for someone else to do it. But hopefully, if it does come around, they'll give me a shot. But yeah, give him a shot.
I'm gonna
But
say
nah,
no to that one.
It's
I'm gonna
not.
say no to
Listen,
that.
I mean, at least he's like a short, small guy. So that is the only thing that I'm like, all right. But
He's just, I know he looks too young in the face. I don't know.
well, yeah, he's too clean cut for me. I don't know. You know, they could rough him up, but yeah, you're right. I think Wolverine should be a little older.
Yeah.
He's a little older. Like he's not a kid. He's beside the fact he's like 200 years old. It's damn near. Like 1880 or some shit he was born. So yeah, he ages slow, but you know, yeah, he needs to be a little yeah, you jack that up. But
it's like casting Tom Holland. Like he could get as buff as he wants, but that man has a baby face. It's just it's hard.
yeah. But Feige, perhaps, and co are saving the Wolverine casting announcement for Marvel Studios' next phase, which the president has been teasing lately. But Feige said we'll be a little more direct about that in coming months to set a plan so audiences who want to see the bigger picture can see a tiny bit more of the roadmap. But yeah, Uh, they're talking about him. Whoever is chosen as Hugh's successor will have uh this the what's his name? Taron? What's his name?
Taron Egerton.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
support. Right.
Listen, man, Hugh Jackman was a great pick for whoever casted him. Bro, they need to get residual income for the rest of their natural life.
He was
That was
good.
It was
perfect.
genius, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it was perfect.
Yeah,
We've seen a
was
perfect
great.
casting since
Yeah.
since Christopher Reeve played Superman. I don't think we ever saw a more perfect casting since then.
Well,
Like
it's not. It
Christopher
wouldn't.
Reeve,
It's not perfect. If it was perfect, he would be shorter and stockier. Then that would be perfect. That's the only way to make it
you
more
can't. Right. Well, we
physicality.
can't be like, right. We can't be 100% accurate, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna be
when you
picky
talk
about
about
that. I do want it.
right, I can't right. But we just wanted
This
a
time,
good
though.
actor with a stable
This
mind.
time.
We didn't want nobody that was out there,
Yeah.
beating up women in bars and kidnapping women and dressing up like a woman and doing all kind of trash and running from the police and breaking bottles and everything. We didn't want that. Hugh Jackman played the role. He played it with class.
Well, yeah. Cooks in the house. What up, Cooks?
What's up, good?
Cooks.
Yeah, but yeah, Jackman is the only way that they can do it and not ruin it is to go the opposite of Jackman, because
They
if
just
you
need to
try
go get a
do,
random.
yeah, if you try to get somebody else that kind of looks like Hugh Jackman or maybe is a little bit like Hugh Jackman or whatever, then it's going to be compared to him and it's going to fail because you can't beat the master. So the only way to do it is to go the opposite and just make him not really a deep character. Just make him a short, stocky, grumpy little, Tasmanian devil motherfucker. He doesn't have to be deep thinking and have a big, deep character. We did that with Jackman. Like, let's do comic book Wolverine, because if you don't, it's just going to be compared to Hugh Jackman and no one's going to like it because you can't beat the master.
And if you don't, they're going to have a riot at Disney Studios. Somebody's going to fire a rocket at Disney Studios. It's going to be bad, bro. They're going to have pitchforks.
It's going to be bad.
Like,
they just need to do a nationwide search. Go find an unknown. Stop recycling talent. Just go find an unknown. You can do it.
Please.
You know?
Hugh Jackman was pretty much unknown when they got him. You didn't know about him. So that that was perfect. So yeah, you can't beat the master.
No, you can't.
No. When Action, when Action Comics #1 hit newsstands back in June of 1938, and readers met Krypton's #1 son, Superman, it was a big bang event that kicked off what would become the great American superhero obsession that we now currently live in. And naturally, the movies wanted in on the craze, and we are in the midst of superhero cinema. I mean, that's just what cinema is now. It's like even stuff that's not superheroes is trying to formulate shit like the MCU and all of that. But we've been doing movies since at least live action serials since 1941 with the Adventures of Captain Marvel. You had Batman in 1943, Captain America in 1944, became matinee staples. Even Superman would get his own 15-part adventure in 1948 with George Reeves, that television show that they made that dope movie Hollywoodland about. If you only seen Hollywoodland, go watch that shit. That shit was deep. I was like, wow, this is fucking cool. It's about George Reeves and shit. But check it out. And it's Ben Affleck, so you get to see Ben Affleck dressed as 1948 Superman. Pretty funny. But yeah, so basically, by the time superheroes started making their way back to the big screen in the late 70s and 80s, they became, universally, globally recognized icons. And you didn't have to be a comic book reader to know what that black and yellow bat sign meant, or what that red mask with the white eyes and a web design meant. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and when then you had X-Men movie and Sam Raimi Spider-Man hit theaters within a few years of each other. I think Blade even before that. So like that's when shit just started really getting big. And I think now is the golden age of superhero movies. So after having, seen several cinematic universes and traveled through a host of multiverses and fought Infinity Wars and End Games and rode shotgun with web slingers and prowled alongside Dark Knights and hung with so many super groups that we practically become charter members. We've ranked up the top 50 superhero movies of all time. From the campy to the grid mark to the late nights in Gotham City to sunrises in Wakanda. These are the films that both define the genre and have helped to turn the thrill of comic book characters leap on the screen in a multiplex of something. So that's the tagline for Rolling Stone's top 50 movies.
Just the preface. This
Yes.
list is a complete joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's as big of a joke as the 200 greatest hip hop songs list that they did. So,
like the fact that there are 6 people in charge of putting this article together is so suspect. Like, why are there 5 people influencing like a top 50 list? It should be max 2 people. You know, like that's so weird.
Yeah. And you should have somebody that has a broader range,
right,
in music than just some young hipster with tight pants on running around think he know everything about music. Like, right. I mean, because you got to break, like when you break it down, when it comes to hip hop, you gotta really break it down. You got some people, they feel they don't want to pay homage to everything that came before them. Like they don't want to pay homage. They don't even want to acknowledge, what rap or hip hop really is, man. They just, we listen to this. This is what we got. This is bro. You can't do that. That's not,
Yeah. Same thing with the comics, and it's like you're so inauthentic. So this isn't even honest. Like, how am I supposed to take this seriously?
Yeah. It was, hip hop never gave a fuck what Rolling Stone thought. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
And Rolling Stone was never qualified to make such a list, and it's proven in the list. I mean, if you guys have seen the list, my man Cooks is in the building right now. He did a show on his Grind Mode show, going over the list, and it's hysterical. It's laughable if you have a sense of humor about it, but if you're serious, it's gonna piss you off because they're like
there's artists their favorite MC, their favorite artist.
And it didn't make no sense. Like they're leaving out cats like fucking Busta Rhymes, and like there's not a Busta Rhymes song on the whole list. There's not, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. It was laughable.
Yeah. It all comes out in the explanation. Just read the explanation on why the film is where it's at. And that's how you know they're full of shit. Like, are you serious? Okay.
Yep. Straight up trash.
And they also because you got cats like Lil Yachty. Like, remember that time he was saying Biggie was corny. He don't understand what the big deal about.
Finally.
He's like, he don't understand. I mean, listen, we understand you had to go collect your money and all that, man. You got them all out there on that track.
You gotta make it round.
I mean, we get it. We get it, man. We get it. We understand, baby. We understand. You know what I mean?
I wish y'all truly did, man, but shoot.
We get it, man. We know you had to go do what you had to do. You know what I mean? You had to jump in the caddy and go handle some business.
I want to show Spade's wrestling video in a second because Spade came out of retirement recently, yesterday, and he did a damn thing. But
remember, remember when Lil Yachty was saying that?
Yeah.
Like this is what I mean about them not. You got to understand something, all y'all young people out there. I ain't gonna even say young people. I'm just saying all y'all people that really don't have any type of music incline. The music, it's not gonna be around forever. It changes, and when it do, let's see what you be listening to then, because what you think is popping now ain't gonna be popping 5 or 10 years from now. It's gonna be something new. It's gonna be a whole new generation. They're gonna be listening to new music. Everything's gonna be different. Everything changed. But Lil Yachty made a statement one time, and he said Biggie was corny. Like, he didn't understand what the big deal about Biggie Smalls was, and he was corny, and he listened to his music, and he couldn't get with it. And everybody even the guys that was interviewing, it was like, huh? How can you even say that?
Okay, bro.
Yeah,
You
then
just trying to be
everybody
cool,
in it,
man. That shit was
right, and everybody in the industry started dissing and was like, well, your music is corny.
yeah.
As they should have, because it was just it was laughable, man. You gotta pay homage to the people that came before you. They paved the way for you, man. You gotta give them their respect.
They just didn't know. It kind of pissed me off because, okay, you're Rolling Stone magazine. I get it. You're not the source. You're not, you're not a hip hop rag, but you're in the music industry. You should at least know the important, songs, the important hip hop tracks that would belong on that list. Just being in music. I mean, real musicians know music, all genres. They know all about it. It's not like just because I do rock, I don't know shit about rap. That's not really the case. Musicians are musicians and they're into music. So it kind of pissed me off that I felt like I felt like they were being sideways, man. Like it seemed like they were purposely putting the worst shit up there, dog. And then with this movie list, so then they do this movie list. I mean, the one that they've got at number one, honestly, who are you trying to please? Like,
yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's not. So Spade, you want to go? You want to watch the wrestling? You want to watch your joints now?
It's up to you. Whenever, it don't matter with me. I'm like you.
Let's get it.
So I'm gonna leave that up to you.
All right, y'all. So we got Spade. I just want to know if you was ready. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna do the list. We're gonna laugh at that list and talk about what movies really should be on there. But I got this broke down into small sections. So Spade gave me about a 30-minute video. I edited it down to about 7 minutes. I cut it down into 3 little videos. So let's watch the first 3-minute video right now. Spade out of retirement. Here we go. Yo, so I just gotta say, Sada's face when you took your clothes off, man, she lit up. Yo, I seen it. She was like, yeah.
I was like, let's go. That was good. That was nice.
The side where you kind of googly eyed and looking at me in my underwear.
I don't know about googly eye, but I was having a good time seeing you.
Yeah, she was hit her with the spine buster. So, all right, so yeah, y'all want to see more? Y'all seem to like it, so we can run another one. All right, here go the continuation.
Hey, boy was taking a lot of heat right there.
That's the squirrel. Yeah, that little squirrel girl too. All right, so here go the last 2-minute part. Here we go. like how he just pointed at the dude as he walked off.
I was actually talking trash to him because
Yeah,
he was like laying there and he was just chilling. I said, "Have fun with them potatoes, Spud."
yeah,
So I just
that
walked
was
off.
good, man. Top roped him. Yeah, man, that was great, dog. I mean, you know, I can't wait to see a match where it's just you and someone else. You know what I'm saying? Not like 5 people.
I gotta get into shape for that because if this had been a one-on-one match, that match would have ended in a minute.
Oh.
That's what I was gonna ask you, man. Yeah, because that was a lot of activity, man.
Golly, I was like, wait a minute, man, I'm doing this much. I told the big guy, Dump Sanders, in the back. I'm like, I got to do this much before my birthday. Are you freaking crazy?
That was great,
So
man. That was
he was like,
impressive.
man, you can handle it. Like, oh shit.
That was most
But
impressive.
it was a lot of fun. Thank goodness I did have teammates. Like I said, if it had been a one-on-one, a singles match, no, that wouldn't have been any good. It would have been a disaster.
Because you gotta keep that stamina up the whole time instead of having some breaks and stuff like you did.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Let's look at this. This is a joke. What they saying in the chat? Damn, he got a Superfly on. Good match. I mean, Spade, your trunks. He said Spade. He got the Spade trunks. Yeah. So number 50, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Number 50, really?
That's a joke.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, especially the Snyder cut. Yeah, but I'm not even gonna read their ridiculous little captions and explanations
because they reveal their bias in the first sentence anyways. Why are you calling it torturous online campaigns and toxic fandoms? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Then they said the villain was Darkseid. How do you watch 4 hours of content and come out of it saying Darkseid was the villain? He was in flashbacks and like 2 present day scenes. Like, shut up.
Yeah, the villain was Steppenwolf. They said that when they were talking about the movie, if it was gonna be a trilogy, the first villain was Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was gonna be Darkseid.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they I don't know how they got it all the way to 50, but then they jumped to 49 with Ghost Rider. They're not wrong here. This movie belongs pretty low on the list. I don't know how far it belongs low, but let's see what else they got. They got Megamind.
I don't even think it should be on the list.
Yeah, is it even in the top 50? Yeah.
Nah.
Megamind was a great movie.
I'm okay with this.
I liked Megamind, but I liked it. It was a good movie. We got
me too.
Inframan.
I don't know.
I've never heard of this. Looks like an early black and white Power Rangers. Inspired by the runaway success of the Japanese TV show Ultraman, legendary Hong Kong movie producer Remy Shaw decided to come up with his own story of a scientist who's turned into a bionic hero with super strength, laser beam eyes, and the ability to grow 20 stories tall. So you're telling me this is worse than the Snyder cut? I'm sorry, better.
That was dope.
Yeah,
wait a minute. I liked that, John. I liked that. That was dope.
Yeah, but it's not better than the Snyder cut, dog. Come
on. Yeah.
It's got Pilgrim vs. the World.
Stop doing that, Stu.
This is a great movie. Have y'all seen this movie?
Yeah, I seen both.
I have not seen the movie, but I've heard good things.
Both of them.
It's like a video game.
It's made from a video game.
It's like
based on a video game.
It's based on a comic book. They have a comic series.
Yeah, they got a comic and a video.
And they made a game from it. Yeah, and they made a game.
But the video game was actually more popular than the comic, if I remember correctly. And then they made a movie because it got really, really popular once the game came out.
Yeah,
the game's like a 2D side scroller. It's got like 16-bit graphics, but people love it.
It's like Double Dragon. Yeah, it was like a little 2-bit. Yeah, 2D side scroller, but it was
16-bit. With a 16-bit graphical. Look, people loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
take
good.
that away from him.
But this movie was I put this way higher than 46 because that was dope. The Old Guard,
The Old Guard was good.
What?
it
Wasn't
was
bad.
cool.
The Old Guard.
Yeah,
It was. It was
cool.
good to watch.
It was cool.
Yeah, I
I liked
thoroughly
it
enjoyed that
actually.
on my couch.
It
Yeah,
should be a
did.
little lower.
yeah, me too.
I liked the hell out of it. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I don't know where it belongs. It's hard to do. So okay, Batman, the Batman movie, 1956. This is a classic.
Batman. That's
Yeah.
where he had the shark repellent. That was good.
I think that's a
I-
fine. That 43 joke, but this I'm okay with this placement. 44. I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's somewhere in
it's
there
okay.
for sure.
That
Thor-
is a joke.
This is way better than
That's-
43. Yeah,
Like,
Thor was good. It's not
First
the
Thor
dark
was good.
oh
world.
no, I would even say, but to put it above Snyder's Justice League, like, come on, like, are you
No,
serious?
that's but Snyder's Justice League. Just forget that. That's not even. That can't be at 50. That's got to
It
be
can't.
way up. No,
That's got to be way up.
up in the 20s. I think maybe in that area.
Yeah.
I would
Because it was
agree.
great. It was a 4-hour phenomenal movie. When you watch the Snyder cut, it was great.
Yeah.
Thor was
I
great.
agree.
Batman, Lego Batman was phenomenal. Great movie.
I'm okay with that position.
Yeah,
I think
Lego
that's a
Batman was
position
good.
for it.
Yeah.
Good fucking movie. Avengers, dude. This is a landmark.
That should be, top 30 at
top
least.
top 15. Shit, Avengers. I don't know.
I would
maybe
say top 30.
Yeah, I mean, but just maybe
Within that.
the nostalgia of it for me because it was the first one where they finally got together. But no, it's not better than like Infinity War or what do you call it? Endgame, I mean. So Dark Knight Rises. A lot of people didn't like this
Should be
for
a
a lot
little
of
higher.
reasons. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I dug it. I mean, Bane, one of my favorite Batman villains, if not. And this was definitely not Bane from the comics at all, but at least he wasn't a mindless henchman like they do in the cartoons a lot. But they left so much
in
out.
the cartoons, like they do them in the movies a lot.
Yeah,
Cartoons, he's a standalone,
yeah.
They talk
I mean,
about
they
Santa
kind of
Prisca
do
and
that in this
everything.
movie, but it's a little better, like just a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's like at the end you find out he has a boss, but it's not like he wasn't making his own strategies and doing his own shit.
Right. Bane is a boss.
Yeah, exactly. He's a brilliant strategist. Yeah, super genius. Multiverse
That's
of
a
Madness.
joke also. That's also a joke. That should be way lower. I think that should be lower. Yeah.
Oh, you think this should be better?
I think it should be within like the top, like between 45 to 50. I think that's where it should be.
So you didn't like this movie?
It was okay. I just feel like the biggest thing for me was you had to watch WandaVision to really understand the plot. I feel like if you didn't watch that show, you're going to be very confused. And I just don't think it deserves to be higher than Avengers or Thor or Dark Knight Rises. You didn't have to do homework to watch any of those films, So I think that should be way lower for me,
I kind of agree with that. I liked the movie. It was good, but at the same point in time, like Sada was saying, if you didn't watch something like WandaVision or What If, and you saw how Doctor Strange was corrupted in the What If cartoon, you wouldn't, have a clue.
Right.
And, it would be, if things wouldn't tie up, I guess I ain't gonna say you wouldn't have a clue. Things just wouldn't tie up like it should be.
Zombie Strange was dope. I agree.
Zombie Strange was dope. There was some cool, there's some cool stuff in this movie for sure. It was a really cool looking movie, really, visually cool and all of that. It was to me though. This movie was like on par with Iron Man 3 and the fake Mandarin.
I agree.
What they did with the Illuminati, like that was just, it was like I was like, really, this is the Illuminati. But Captain America: First Avenger.
That was my shot.
That was
started off slow, but it ended good.
I feel like I'm okay with the placement, maybe a little lower, but it's not terrible. So
I was not a fan of this movie. Not really at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
I
forgettable.
love that movie. I would place that higher.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
I
too.
would.
Yeah, I would
I'd
too.
place
Yeah.
that a little lower.
I would
Um,
lower. So we got two
Well,
hires, two
y'all
lowers.
a rough audience. Well, y'all
I'm
rough.
not. I don't like it. Yeah, I just.
Rough, bro.
it just
I,
shouldn't be above what came before. There's no way.
to be fair, I haven't watched it in many years, and I was a different person when I did. So maybe I'll like it. Maybe I like it better now. I don't know, but from what I remember, no, like it wasn't. It reminded like, yeah, this is exact a cross between Indiana Jones and the Rocketeer.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, it was directed by George Lucas' protege, Joe Johnson.
Mhm.
Yeah, he not only helmed The Rocketeer, but also art directed the first two Indiana Jones movies, and for good measure, designed Boba Fett. Yeah. The Batman. This needs to
Joke.
be way higher.
Joke.
Dude, the Batman is in the top 10 to me, easily.
Yeah. How is this like 2 places above like Multiverse of Madness? Like, are you kidding? Come on now. Come on.
Yeah. That's a top 10 movie right there,
I have
straight
no
up and
words.
down.
I have no words. I have no words on that one. Now I definitely have no words on that one. I'm gonna tell you something. That was the best movie
I don't know,
I
Black
saw.
Critical.
Period.
I
This
can't.
year.
I don't know about the best so far this year. I gotta disagree with that, but I can understand where you're coming from.
Well,
Batman
he
was the
kind of
best
got
movie
a
I saw
point.
this
This has
year.
been the
I
only
couldn't-
Marvel
Hands
movie
down.
so far this year.
No, it kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, you might be right. This year, yeah, this year.
So it's
yeah.
like of 2022 so far,
'Cause what
we've
else-
only had
well, what
one,
else-
and it's been Doctor Strange.
I think
Well, what else
for
is
me,
there
I
this year?
think Shang-Chi and No Way Home are much more enjoyable for me than Multiverse. But that's just
No
me.
Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home was better.
But they came out in 2021.
No Way
No,
Home?
yeah, No Way Home was funny, but it was
Yeah.
cool.
Did it come out in
It wasn't-
2021? Wait.
Yeah, it came out in Christmas.
Nah, did it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, it
you're
Okay.
did.
right.
Shang-Chi
Okay,
Came out.
scratch
It
that.
came out in
This is
December.
what?
So
It came
like
out in
he's
December.
saying,
This
he's
year.
saying the
Yeah.
best movie of 2022 so far.
You're
He
right.
has-
He right.
Scratch.
No, he right.
I
Right.
He
still think
100% right.
Shang-Chi was more enjoyable for me than Multiverse. So just scratch No Way Home for my argument.
Yeah, I loved Shang-Chi. I loved Shang-Chi, but I'm biased. Been in martial arts my whole life. That's my shit. But you didn't like the new Batman, Nornrad? Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't like that. Yeah. Well,
That's
it's
okay.
not for everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, it's not for everybody. Not for everybody, but
I like
yeah,
it.
it was
Listen,
my
the
favorite.
Batman was great. I can't lie and say it
Phenomenal.
wasn't. It was phenomenal. It was extraordinary. It lifted me. It took me to another plane of existence.
Oh no.
Listen, man.
Damn,
It was-
dude.
Not another plane.
Listen, bro. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
man. Yeah, I wanted to dress up. I wanted to dress up as Batman after I
Oh
watched
no.
that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Listen, I don't care what nobody said in the world. That was the best damn movie I saw all year. Period. Point blank. In discussion. I would have
great.
paid to see it, but it
What are
was
you
a little
showing
COVID thing going
me?
on. I went and bought the DVD. Matter of fact, I bought the Steelbook edition. Paid an extra $10.
Yeah, I don't know who did this list, but you're a fucking clown, bro.
6 people. They're all clowns.
36 people,
Yeah.
37. So
Yeah.
Wheel confessed to being a little confused when it was announced that Matt Reeves was making a new Batman movie, and the actor playing this latest iteration of the DC flagship hero would be Robert Pattinson. It turned out to be a bit of a casting coup, as the Lighthouse tenant actor brings the genuine sense of discomfort, trauma, and hair-triggered intensity to the dark early days of the night, who's still earning his world's greatest detective title. It's a Batman constantly on the verge of a psychotic break, which in many ways makes him the ideal person to track down an equally unhinged version of the Riddler. Meanwhile, Zoe Kravitz, extra stinky Catwoman, extra slinky Catwoman and a near unrecognizable Colin Farrell as a grotesque penguin round out the galley of rogues, an impressive addition to an ever-growing Bat canon.
I swear these adjectives they just throw at the screen like
Yeah,
grotesque.
grotesque?
Penguin doesn't look that bad.
Like Danny DeVito was grotesque penguin.
When did
like-
Penguin ever? When did Penguin ever not look grotesque? Like that's the whole point. Man.
And
In the video games and Colin Farrell.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Michelle Pfeiffer was
in the
actually
Arkham verse, somebody hit him in the head with a bottle. So it's like his monocle
See,
is actually the bottom
what
of a
the
glass
fuck?
bottle that
see,
can't be removed.
exactly. See, this
Yeah,
is what I'm
so
talking
like
about. Right
Tank
after the
Girl,
Batman is Tank Girl. A
Tank Girl.
joke. A joke.
Now I know this has a cult following, and I know that the
Tank Girl
people
was
that
all
love
right.
Tank Girl
I
swear
listen,
by Tank Girl.
I ain't got no words on that one. Tank Girl was
It
all
don't
right.
deserve
I
to be
mean,
number 36. Ain't no
yeah,
way.
I don't think it deserved to be up. But Tank Girl was good,
Well,
man. Tank Girl
I
was
mean,
all
I
right,
I
man.
know it doesn't
Y'all
deserve
sleep
to
on
be
Tank
above.
Girl.
It don't deserve to be ahead of any of the movies that we've so far seen. But maybe it could be number 50. But it could be on the list. But I don't know.
Right. I can see it on the list,
Yeah.
just not 30.
Yeah. Ant-Man was funny as hell, but I didn't need it, and
I'd
yeah,
say
it was
40,
cool.
40. I can
But
see
yeah,
40.
it's a decent mid-range movie.
I liked Ant-Man. I
Yeah,
enjoyed the
it was
hell out of Ant-Man.
Yeah, I think the comedy
yeah,
Ant-Man
it
value
was
was
is
good.
enjoyable. Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was
was good.
really
And the
funny
first
and good.
Ant-Man movie was written by Marvel writers. The whole
Mm.
plot of that movie was written by Marvel writers. So they did a good job. It was good, bro. I can't say nothing bad about Ant-Man ever. I think it deserves to be like in the top 20.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say 40.
Nah, not
Maybe a
top
little
20.
lower.
I say
I
I say
would, I
top.
would,
I
Ant-Man.
say top
but it's
30.
gonna be
I
in my
goes for
top 10.
I say top
Mm.
30, I can watch Ant-Man a few times and not get tired of it.
Ant-Man's great. Suicide Squad, the second one was
I've
dope.
still yet to see
Yeah.
this one.
It was really dope.
I gotta
It was.
watch it. I just haven't.
And I've only seen like most of it. So I haven't even finished it. But what I've seen of it, which is most of it, was dope.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Cooks, to answer your earlier comment, I think he asked if Blade was on the list. He's not the first
Yeah,
one, but the
not
second
Blade
one.
1. Yeah, Blade 2 is on here.
Now
I
Blade
would
2,
put
that's
the
my
first
movie.
one on there before the second.
Right.
I don't know about that,
Yeah,
Steve.
why?
That second one was
I
that
hated
second one was
Blade 2,
bomb.
man.
I
I
love
like
Blade
the
Blade 2
first one
was
a
good.
lot.
Blade 3 was the one that was
Blade.
like kind
Yeah,
of
Blade 3 was that
I
was
watched Blade
that was
2 in theaters, and it was like the cinema photography was just, it was too cartoony with some of the
Ooh.
fight scenes. It was like, am I
Oh, yeah.
watching a movie or a cartoon?
Yeah, they were trying to make it comic booky.
It
They-
That was a
it
epic
was still
fail for me.
good.
I was like,
It was still good, no matter what
I
y'all
dug
say.
it.
that
It
I
killed
wasn't
the
as
dug
good
it.
as the
franchise for me,
Batman, but it
bro.
was good. Good.
But
That
this one
killed the
was
Blade 3, that was my
Guillermo
franchise for
del
movie.
me.
Toro.
I like, I didn't even bother watching Blade Trinity or anything else.
Yeah, I
Blade
haven't
after
seen
that.
Blade Trinity.
Well,
I
Yeah,
can't
Blade.
comment on
Don't
that.
waste
you
your
didn't
time.
see Trinity? Oh wow.
Don't waste your time on Blade Trinity,
No.
Oh,
man. You're doing
Listen
good.
though, I don't listen.
Just
I
where you
don't
at.
hate. See, I'm with Noah and Rad. I don't hate Blade 3. It wasn't the worst movie
I
in the
don't have an
world.
opinion on it.
I didn't hate Blade
I do.
3.
I do.
Yeah, I didn't hate
I
it.
didn't hate it, but I thought it wasn't as good as Blade 1 and 2. Could it
No,
have been
no,
better
it's
in my
not as
book?
good as
Yes.
1 and 2.
But
No.
could it have been
But it was,
better in my book? Yes. But it was just,
yeah,
it wasn't worth it. Was like, it's like this: if you ate something bad, you'd be like, man, that wasn't even worth the calories. That's how I felt about Blade 2. It wasn't worth the calories,
worth
bro.
the
That's
calories.
just all. Yeah.
But Blade 2 though, see, Spade, I think Guillermo del Toro is the guy that does some weird shit like
he
well,
did Hellboy, right?
he did Hellboy, he did
He did Hellboy, yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth and
Which
like
was
that kind
great.
of shit,
Great movie.
which was great.
Great movie. Yes, that was a great movie.
The Strain, he did the Strain TV show.
He did the first what's the one with the mechs? Pacific Rim. He did Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
He did the first Pacific
Yeah.
Rim.
but he's got a style kind of like how Tim Burton had a style. You know, Tim Burton had that style where Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman, they all had something kind of
Yeah.
similar, you know?
Tiny
Mhm.
That's
Sweeney
and that's
Todd.
the,
All that.
yeah, Sweeney Todd and all of that. Yeah, but what is it? It's not lost on Guillermo del Toro that Wesley Snipes' Vampire Hunter was a character who originally had one foot in the superhero world and one foot in 1970s horror comics. And his superior sequel to the 1998 pre-MCU Renaissance Marvel movie makes sure to give both genres equal time. Yeah, it's like 1970s horror comics for sure. A new breed of bloodsuckers known as the Reapers are decimating both human and creatures that team up. Blah 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 blah. But you can tell Del Toro is both reverent of the pulpy source material and clearly having fun playing around in this sandbox. From the way the Reaper's mandible like jaws open up to the tough guy banter
Yeah.
of his staging of Blade slicing through a trio of bad guys like it was a slash panel in a comic. So that's cool, and that's what you're talking about, Spade. So you're right. That's it has a comic booky sort of style, and that is so like reminiscent of Guillermo's style is to have those vampires where the whole neck opens up and shit. Because remember, The Strain was about vampires that their neck opened up or something, or there's some big like long sort of tube comes out of their mouth or something.
Yeah, the Reapers, yeah. But it was they infected other vampires. Like anything they bit turned into a Reaper. Whether it was vampire, right? Whether it was a vampire, whether it was a human, it just turned into a vampire. It turned into a Reaper.
Unbreakable.
Reaper strain. Unbreakable was good.
I love this movie. Yeah, I thought this movie was great. To be a movie about comic book characters that's not actually based on a comic, that is cool. Yeah. I mean, I was like, yo, this is dope because it's like it's a comic book movie, you know, but it's not a real comic. What's his name? Shamalama Ding Dong. What's his name? M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Mm-hmm. So he creates his own superhero mythology. Samuel Jackson's character Glass was cool as fuck. I love this movie. So I think it. Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay with that placement.
Yeah, placement. I don't know. V for Vendetta.
I'm also okay with that.
I don't call it a superhero movie. I mean, a comic movie, but not a superhero movie.
It's a comic movie
because Vendetta was based on a comic. Vendetta was based on
it,
and it was good.
Graphic novel.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
No, it was great.
The novel was good. The movie was good.
Yeah. Based on Guy Fawkes. I mean, it's based on a true person, I guess. Not exactly a true event, but yeah. I would place this much lower, closer to 50. Shang-Chi 30.
No. I don't. I love that movie for the most part. I don't think it should be top 30.
No, you think it should be above 30?
Maybe like 40. Maybe.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, not based on we had the Avengers, Dark Knight Rises. We had like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it should be a little lower.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm a
lower than the movies that have come before it in this list. Like as far as what number, I don't know, but there's movies been in this list that should be above this movie.
Yeah,
and so many other movies. This list is just what I expected from the people that did that Hip Hop 200 list. I mean, this is exactly what I expected after the Hip Hop 200. The Crow. This is a dope ass movie. This is top 20
and graphic novel and graphic novel.
Which
I have the original. I have the original graphic novels that came out back in the 90s.
Yeah,
straight up and down.
Yeah, Brandon Lee died during the making of it, but this belongs in the top 20 at least. Batman Begins.
Begins is dope too.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't better than the Batman.
Oh no.
It was better than all the Joel Schumacher Batmans.
Thank God none of those are on this list.
Of course, yeah.
I'm really surprised they aren't at the top.
They sleep in Batman forever.
Oh man.
Hellboy is good, but I like Hellboy 2 better than Hellboy 1. I like both Hellboys, but Hellboy 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, 2 is when Guillermo really got weird with it. That's where he started doing a lot of the really weird
that was good,
creatures.
Man. That was good.
It was like elf dude. Yeah, they were like you remind me of elves. Yeah.
That was Prince Nuada and his sister.
Darkman.
Hmm.
I
was
love
good.
that
Darkman
movie.
was cool.
Darkman.
I don't know if it
Now that
deserves to be
movie,
26.
that
but
movie
it was
has
cool.
a straight up cult following. That movie
Pain,
definitely has a
share
cult
it with
following.
me. Yeah,
I
bro.
love
I
that
didn't,
movie.
all the time I didn't know that was Leslie Nielsen. I never knew that.
Yeah, it took me a while
Oh,
to
yeah.
figure it out. I was like, oh. I don't know why it took me a while because he was Liam Neeson before the whole
Yeah,
accident.
Liam Nielsen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it just
Same
didn't
thing with
click.
me. So it didn't
Leslie
click with me
Nielsen.
either. So I was like, oh, that's Leslie Nielsen. Yeah,
Yeah,
same
Liam
thing with me.
Nielsen.
You're
Yeah.
not. You wasn't alone on that one.
Oh,
So
whew.
I definitely was. I definitely was with you on that one.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it deserves to be 26, but it's not a bad flick.
Nah, but it could go on this list somewhere. But the Rocketeer 25, Rocketeer
No.
is above
It was
what?
good.
It's
Like I
above
said,
the Batman.
it's above the
It's above
Batman.
the Batman.
That's wrong.
It's above
Yeah,
the Snyder. It's
that's
above.
wrong. But Rocketeer was good. But I don't think it was better than Batman.
You liked Rocketeer? I don't know, bro. I was just bored with it.
I liked it,
Rocketeer. I thought it was great, man.
but I was a
Good
kid when I
adventure.
watched it, so
Yeah, I was
it
a
was
kid.
great, man.
And I was just bored as a kid. But
Rocketeer was my shot, man. That was a good movie. I wanted a
all right.
jetpack after that. I saw
yeah,
that.
me too, Stu.
I mean, I wanted to get
Exactly.
back anyway, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, come on, dog. This number
25.
25. Rocketeer's like a joke. Like, people joke about the Rocketeer being bad. Like that, it's like known for being bad. Not look, I know my pops love this movie. A lot of people love this movie. And you guys probably aren't wrong. It's probably good. But a lot of people think it's funny and not really that good. I mean, look, you can see the Rocketeer. It looks like he's green screened, cut out, you know.
It wouldn't be
That
on
does
my
not
list.
look green
I can
screen.
understand if it's
That
on
does not
other
look
people.
green screen.
No,
That look green screen.
real for you?
That's top notch. That's top notch right there.
Oh
Baby.
yeah,
Go
he
ahead,
really
man.
flew up there.
Let's
Hell
not be
yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
Let's not
Hey,
be
look,
disrespectful.
that
now.
was 1990, so I mean it's 1990s.
Exactly.
So you know,
Yeah.
cut
It
it
looked good for
a break
1990.
for a minute. We didn't have technology back
Yeah,
then
exactly.
All right.
I know.
like we
Thank
do
you,
now.
Spade. Thank you, Spade, for
All right.
taking up for the Rocketeer.
I
Batman
got fond
Returns.
memories of that movie.
Batman Returns.
This movie to me belongs
was a
way
good movie.
higher. This is top
Yeah, it
15
does.
for me. This is a fucking dope movie.
Yeah.
I just recently
Batman
rewatched.
Returns is good. Yeah,
I'd say
it's
maybe
good. It's really good.
top 30.
You
I mean,
have
and they're coming from Batman '89, which was a lot slower, you know, and a lot more melodramatic. This was great.
Yeah,
This
I
was
really
more
enjoyed this.
campy. Yeah, this was more campy and you know, whimsical and weird and had some cool shit. Tim Burton really got to do his thing in this, where
Yeah.
you know that he didn't really do in the first one. Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh my god, did they kill it? Like they killed it, bro. Like they're so iconically these characters to me. I think these are the best three Batman characters. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, Danny DeVito's Penguin, Michael Keaton's Batman, Jack Nicholson's Joker. Like the best characters came out of these two movies. Batman Returns top 25, classical. Shadow the Panda, what up? Panda Top. What's good? Where we at now? Number 23, Deadpool.
I wouldn't say 23. I go a little lower. Or I guess
I'm on my own against the wall.
Yeah, this is a I mean, this is the first.
Which one? That's the second one or the first one?
This is the first
one, and they've got it at
Deadpool was
number
great, both of them.
23. Yeah, this
both
was
of
a
them
great
were good.
movie. It was a groundbreaking joint to see a R-rated superhero movie during the era of PG-13 superhero movies, and did it so well.
I
And
love it. But
yeah,
23 or whatever that number was, nah.
no,
Yeah.
but Wade Williams, if y'all remember Wade Williams in X-Men Origins, that's the version of the Merc with the mouth that fans thought was just a little too tame. Well, we thought he didn't have a mouth for one thing. That was stupid. You know, he didn't wear the costume. That was stupid. But he was just a little bit. No, we didn't like that one.
No,
But
you know what? Because I'm impressed that with a movie like that, he's one of the heroes that don't take off his mask all the time. Like, Spider-Man, he's constantly taking his mask off. He's every other superhero is constantly. Like Deadpool stayed true to the character. He stayed in the mask. He stayed in the costume.
Yeah.
Listen, I have no qualms with the way Deadpool was made or anything like that.
We're
Oh, I
talking about
agree.
this Deadpool.
I just don't like the placement.
We're
Oh
talking
no,
about this Deadpool.
not that one.
This Deadpool was whack. The Deadpool from this movie, Wolverine Origin, X-Men Origins Wolverine. That Deadpool was whack. But the Wade Wilson, which did they fucking write Wade Williams? See, this is why I love it. They did. They wrote Wade Williams.
That's how you know, like these people don't care.
Right there.
They don't care.
It's supposed to be Wade Wilson. It's supposed to be
Wade Wilson. Yeah. So yeah, Wade Wilson.
And people actually believe that. That's the worst part. Like,
that's the worst part to me about the hip hop list too, because you have people that don't know about hip hop that read Rolling Stone, and so they're gonna read this article and be like, "Oh, these are the top 200 hip hop songs," and that's not fair to hip hop because
and you know what they're gonna do, Reno? They're gonna go on iTunes and buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not knowing that there's so much better shit out there, and a lot of that shit is straight trash that real people that listen to hip hop don't fuck with.
It's sort of like people from the source giving their top 50 rock songs of all time.
Yeah, like they wouldn't do it. First of all, RoboCop.
RoboCop.
That's a great.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. RoboCop is the truth.
Was the truth when in 1987, bro. Yeah,
I think I don't mind the placement.
That came out. Yo, that was 87. RoboCop was 87.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
I put it.
It don't seem like it. Yeah, it don't seem like it at all.
No, I watched it recently. It looks like it. It looks like 87. Yeah.
Not to me, man. Not to me. I got it on Blu-ray.
Watch it again.
See, I got it on Blueray. So
you got the crisp.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you
got right. Yeah. I watched the disc version of that, so it might be different for me.
Well, yeah. Let's see what they write. The merciless skewering of America's obsession with law and order is one hell of a social satire, but it's also a superhero movie. And a really great one at that. After Peter Weller's police officer in the future dystopia Detroit is murdered, he is assembled into a cyborg, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I mean, dude, there was some gross shit in this movie.
Oh,
Remember the guy
when the guy fell into the sludge and they hit him with the truck.
He's like, and they hit him with the car.
Yeah.
The gore was so good.
It was so good.
But
it was really good.
Who wouldn't want to be a cyborg? Who wouldn't want to be a cyborg cop? Come on, man.
Yeah,
that's everybody's dream. That's everybody's dream. In the world.
I want this guy's hairstyle. Yeah,
I wouldn't give it down. I'm a cyborg cop, you know.
Oh no. See,
I don't need a hairstyle.
Dr. Strange was not all of that, bro.
No, 21, absolutely not.
Superman 2. Now we're talking number 20.
Superman 2 is literally a classic, a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
That's one of the greatest movies of all time. Period.
Zod, fool. Yeah. Kneel before Zod.
And see how they get now. Look, see how they got it right. See how he's got the underrules on
underwear
outside, spandex.
Yes.
Yeah, that was comic book accurate. So everybody, all the rest of y'all. Yeah, he got his cow. Yeah, come on, man, stop. This was the comic book accurate costume
and
Superman.
Yeah, and you could go buy this exact costume off the rack at your local grocery store on Halloween, and it would look just like that. There it is.
Sure.
All right, so yeah.
See,
well, we're throwing animated in now, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, you got to. You have to,
but listen,
Batman, Mask
of
the Phantasm. Yes, break it down, Sada, please.
No, I'm saying, like, if you're gonna put Mask of the Phantasm, there's a whole chunk of the DC animated library that is just missing from this list.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, you just opened a whole new door.
Right. If you're gonna throw animated shits in, then you gotta hold on. I mean, Phantasm was good. Phantasm was great because Phantasm was
great.
A movie. Right, it was based.
But how was that a superhero movie? Like, how is that even possible? How is that a superhero movie?
What do you mean? How is it?
Phantasm.
How isn't it?
Phantasm?
Mask of the
Yeah.
Phantasm.
Is that not?
Oh no, I thought you meant the movie Phantasm with Jack
Oh,
Nicholson.
The ball and
no.
the ball. And shit?
Yeah.
No,
No, the
No,
animated.
Mask.
Mask
Oh
of
no,
the
Mask of
Phantasm.
the
Batman.
Phantasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I
It's a
have to
classic.
agree with that. Only, and let
No,
me
it's
tell you
great.
why. I agree with it because
It's based off the Batman
animation
animated
wise,
series.
yes,
I
one
was
and
big
two.
on this in '93.
It's one of the best animated movies that a
Yeah.
superhero was ever made. Period.
No, it was
It
great.
even rivaled some movies. Some movies aren't even as good as that.
Dude,
But
Mark
they
Hamill's
kind of
Joker
shot themselves in the foot with this one because you got to get the rest of the DC animated material.
Yeah.
And put
Yeah,
it
they
on this
did.
list.
Not just,
Yeah.
and I literally just bought that on Blu-ray. I literally bought that on Blu-ray a few months back
Yeah. Yeah.
because I
And
had
yeah,
it on VHS.
Mark Hamill as Joker is super iconic. He's my favorite Joker, probably. Definitely my favorite Joker voice actor. Captain America Winter Soldier, 18.
Great
Come on.
movie. My favorite
Better than
MCU.
the first one. Yes, better than the first one.
Yes,
A lot of people
definitely
say that.
better than the first one. Yes.
Yeah, way better
This
than
was
the first
fucking
one.
dope.
I feel like I'm okay with this placement. For me, I place it a little higher, but I'm okay with this.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's about okay. These belong off the fucking chart. These movies. I mean,
X2.
it's
Yeah,
hard
X2 wasn't
because,
really.
like,
Yeah,
it's
X2
like
wasn't really.
I like X2. I don't know if I would place it at 17, but I liked it.
fuck no. No, I wouldn't play it nowhere near
Yeah.
17. It's just the only X-Men movies I would put up this way are like probably one of the
first one, Days of Future
the
Past.
newer ones. Yeah, Future Past, and First Class, but not Dark Phoenix and not.
Oh, please.
Yeah, the
Every time
Apocalypse.
they touched Jean Grey, it was garbage.
Mhm. Infinity War.
This was another great MCU film, in my opinion. One of
Dude,
my
I
favorites.
loved Infinity War.
I think I'm okay with this placement. I don't think it should be above some of the other films, but I'm okay with that.
This is laughable to me. I think this belongs in the top 5. This is my favorite MCU movie, hands down. This movie was so fucking good. And it was so good that every movie after it tried to be it. Like every MCU movie after this tried to be a comedy, tried to be funny, but no one could do it like the Guardians. Your
I
boy
think I'm
right
actually
here.
okay with that placement, but I see where you're coming from. Definitely,
Yeah,
it's
to
a
me,
really good movie.
yeah. Chris Pratt carries that shit. You got your boy what's his name? Fuck.
Cooper for the
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was a great movie.
Yeah.
Loved them all. Loved the second one. I'm sure the third one's gonna be dope. But yeah, no, I think this belongs way better than 15. It belongs up in the top.
See, Spider-Man, I think that should be higher.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean,
maybe I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. It should be not for me personally,
Right.
but people, I get it. I love the Sam Raimi costume. I love the Sam Raimi style of the movie. I can't stand Tobey Maguire. I can't stand Kirsten Dunst.
Damn, bro, that's
can't stand them, bro.
That's the whole movie.
What's going on?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Did Tobey Maguire steal your prom date or something? What's going on?
I can't. I don't like him as Kobe. I don't like him as a person.
Wow,
man, what is going on, bro? Like, what is happening right now? Like, what is happening right now, my man? Like,
if you would have put what's his name, Andrew Garfield in these movies, then they would probably be my favorite.
Yeah, I think Toby did really well. I
know.
So you
mean to
everybody. You mean to tell me you never? You mean to tell me you never wanted to do that right there? What Spider-Man's doing right now?
That's fine. Yeah, of course. But that's not, not as Tobey Maguire.
Wow, bro. Man, I mean,
and not with Kirsten Dunst.
I'm blown away right now because I don't know anybody that would really
smell like
really
bologna.
Didn't. I don't know anybody that don't like Tobey Maguire in this movie, man. This movie was like
You do now. You do now. I do not like Tobey Maguire. Yeah, he's no.
Wow, bro. I mean,
Nope.
you know, to
I'm
each their
weird like
own,
that.
man. Listen, I can't.
I'm weird like that.
I can't argue on that.
I'm okay with it.
All right, Days of Future Past. Now, this out of all the X-Men movies was my movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked
This, yeah, it was the best.
I really like
Days
this
of
one.
Future Past. That
Yeah.
was good.
This is the only one that really ranks for me. Yeah, this is the only one that sort of is like, that's a good X-Men movie. It's the only one.
Really?
They,
I like the first one and the second one. Like the original one. I really like those two.
I loved them when they came out. You know what's weird? Movies like even the sequel trilogy, the Star Wars movies, Force Awakens and shit. I left the theater like I loved it. I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing ever made. Like I loved it. It's weird.
It just didn't age well for you. Is that what
It's
it
like
is?
as soon as I started to like really think about what they did, and then it was after the third. I loved the second one when I saw it. I loved the third one when I saw it. I don't know anybody that was in the theater like, this is whack. Nobody was at the whole theater. Everybody was cheering. So people can give me that shit all they want. You love that shit when it came out. It's just that time goes by and you think about it and you're like, whoa, wait, did they? Yeah, bro. And even loving the movie, I still hated what they did with Luke. But at the same time, I liked it at the time. So those X-Men movies, same thing. I liked them when I watched them, but I try to rewatch them and they're just not rewatchable really. And they're just not, it's just not the X-Men to me. I don't know. These movies got much closer to
I love
comic X-Men. Yeah, they really did good. Yeah, they ruined Apocalypse. The girl that played Mystique was trash. Yeah, Days of Future Past. Yeah, those are we don't talk of that.
That's a joke. That's a joke. It should not be number 12.
Where do you put this?
Way. No way. I would say 40. Like no 40. Way.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Like I would say like between 40 and 30, it could maybe fit right there for me.
Homecoming. So is this the first one?
Yeah, this is the first one of the MCU trilogy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
It's for me, I mean, it's not terrible. I just for you to put it above Days of Future Past, all the ones that came before, no, absolutely not.
No. If you're gonna put one up here, it'd have to be the third one, I think.
Maybe.
You think so? Oh.
I don't know if I would put it at 12 though. As much as I enjoyed
no, not 12. I'm saying on the 50 list.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
It would be the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. That one was cool. The Mysterio shit, like I was like, yo, that was dope. The Mysterio
I did not like that one.
I love that shit. I love the Mysterio stuff they did when they were fucking him up. That was cool. Iron Man, dude, this belongs, I think, top 5. This is
I'm okay with this placement.
I love this movie. It's one of my favorite. Yeah, but yeah, 11. I could live with this placement if the rest of the list was better.
Oof,
but
no.
This I definitely put this in my top 10, maybe top 5, because Iron Man was just, it set it all off. But I'm a big Ghostface fan, so I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like Ghostface in this song, Iron Man, they had the Ghostface song playing in the private jet, and it was just, I was like, oh, this is too much. Like,
yeah, I think for my personal list, I'm okay with it being right there. Yeah. But I can see what you're saying, definitely. I'm okay with this too. The Incredibles is great, in my opinion. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah, Incredibles was super good.
Yeah,
definitely. It's not in my top 10 superhero movies of all time, but I'd put it in my top 20, maybe. Yeah,
I'll put it in my top 10. I'll put it in my top 10. I can go with that.
It was great.
I'm okay with it being at 10. I think.
Yeah.
What? No joke. Another joke.
I see what they're doing here.
Yes.
No. First Wonder Woman, number 9, bro.
No.
9?
No, it should be.
I saw 9 movies that were better than this.
Yeah,
like already. Like, come on.
No, it's got to be a no for that one.
It seems like they're trying to please somebody here with, I don't know.
Yeah, look at the next one.
I know. All right, so Ragnarok,
I wouldn't say 8.
No, I wouldn't say 8, but I did like this one. It was cool. I like the Thor movies. I just didn't like the second Thor movie that much.
Oh yeah, me
Dark
neither.
World. Yeah,
That's very forgettable for me.
Yeah. It was the Led Zeppelin shit and all that. It's just I fuck with it. Dark Knight.
That should be higher.
Yeah. This is a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
I'm
that
cool
should
with
be way higher.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Dark Knight should be in top 5.
I agree.
Yeah.
That should be in top 5. Like, I mean, I don't know how it made 7.
Right. Like
5.
that's insane to me.
5.
Like
I can't put Incredibles before Dark Knight. I can't
No.
do that. That's one thing I can't do.
No, I wouldn't put the Batman before this, or I would. Yeah, I'd put this before. Would I put this before Batman Returns?
Yeah,
So
Dark Knight should be top 5, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah,
you
Dark
can't.
Knight.
Yeah,
there's
whoever
like
picked,
7. That's a joke.
This, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, whoever
it's
picked
not
this
the worst.
list wanted it to be controversial. That's why they did it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
You
the
just know
worst
that they're
placement on this. Yeah. But it's not the worst placement on this list. Putting it at 7, it's not the worst placement that I've seen, but it's not.
I mean, compared to the top, these next ones, you might change your mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
This was dope, but number 6. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say top 10, but not 6.
Yeah, top 10. I mean, it was. Yeah, I fuck with it.
It was a great film.
It really was. Superman 1. I thought 2 was better than 1.
I wouldn't say
1 was iconic. I'm gonna keep it about 2 was better than 1, but 1 was iconic. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably why they put it.
Yeah, you can't take nothing away from 1. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
2 was way more action packed than 1.
Yeah, you had Zod in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
2
but
was great.
1 was still good. 1 still got to go in the top 10. I'm gonna keep
Joke.
it up.
Endgame.
Joke. What? Are you serious? Over Infinity War?
Over Infinity War? Like, nah, but I love Endgame. I love Infinity War, but there's a lot wrong with Endgame. But I would put Endgame in my top 10, maybe, but not fucking 4.
That's insane.
No way. Logan.
Right. I could go.
I loved it.
I like
I could go with 3. I think I'm
like
okay with Logan being at 3. I
like
feel
it
like
in black and white.
Yeah, the black and white. I could put Logan in
black and white.
Yeah.
Once you put it in black and white, I gotta put it in the top 10.
Fuck yeah.
Once I can watch it in black and white. Yeah.
Get ready for the final 2.
Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2 of the 3 is my favorite.
Yeah, I would say top 5. Maybe.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 was probably the best out of the 3 movies. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It literally was. It can go in the top. It can go in the top 15. But I can't put it in the top 5, bro.
Now, I already cheated and had to see what their number 1 was.
Oh yeah, get ready, guys. Get ready for number 1. Real groundbreaking moment.
Let's do it.
Give me a fucking break.
Da, 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 da.
Black Panther. I agree with that. I agree with it.
That's a
You agree with that, bro?
Black Panther
That's
was
your
hot.
number 1
Black
best
Panther was
superhero
hot.
movie of all time.
That doesn't mean that it should be above
best,
all the other
one,
films
I would
that
say
came before.
right now, with the inclusion of the Batman, yeah, Black Panther be number 2, but Batman would be number 1.
Not even top 10 for me. Not even top 10.
Thank you, Sada. It's not. Bro.
No,
Black Panther wasn't
not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
Black Panther wasn't.
It's
Panther
weak.
Was good, man.
It's not a good movie, dog.
I disagree.
Sorry,
I disagree, homeboy.
I
That
think
was good.
the cultural impact is you can't take that away from it. I don't want to, but when I take away from that, I look at it as a film narratively. It is so weak compared to the other films that we saw. It's so weak to me.
You got to
I
break that down.
No,
You got to
break it. I'll break it down.
Okay. You can break it down first. I'm gonna try to break it down.
All right, you can break. Yeah, you break it down. But I just want to say, the culture. It's one of those like when you first see it, you're like, oh shit. But when you go back and look at it again, like, first of all, like, how did those people all get up on them cliffs? And like, the green screen was so bad, and the
CG was horrible.
Some of the what do you call it? the ceremonies, and then like the horrible way that they changed the comic book theory of how he has his powers. Like that means just anybody could just eat that herb. I don't know. Listen, there's so much wrong with this movie when you go back and break it down. There was the Black Panther himself is one of the coolest, I think one of the best, one of my favorite superheroes. What do you call it? Live action. Like suit looked the dopest, the action scenes were the dopest. You know what I'm saying? But the movie itself, man, it just
I think
was
the Black Panther in Civil War is for me 10 times better than he is in his own film. Just in that, however long he had in that film, he was, to me, he was better characterized. He was way more badass. His suit was great. He didn't rely on that kinetic energy mess that it just wasn't needed, in my opinion. And then it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like how they didn't explore his duties with being a king and trying to balance that with being Black Panther. To me, they didn't do a good job, which is why Killmonger came in and took over so easily. There was just never a moment for him to grieve over his dad. It was just so many story beats that were missed for me. That makes it hard for me to kind of rewatch now. So I can't see it at number one, not even top 10. But I think Killmonger as a villain, he was all right. He was cool. He was cool. I'll give it. He was cool. But that's just me.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've always felt that way about it. I mean, the cultural impact and all of that aside, when you look at the movie itself for what it is, really look at it unbiasedly, just really look at it as a movie, taking away everything else, and compared to the other MCU movies, it looked cheap. It just didn't look cool. It looked cheap. That's just the look part of it. But what Sada's talking about, I 100% agree. The story, there was so much wrong with the story that doesn't add up. I mean, listen, I'll tell you what, I'll do a video and break the shit down. And it'll blow your mind. You'll be like, wow, like Black Panther is actually not a good movie. You might enjoy it and have fun watching it.
Nothing you can do.
I think all that being said, I can understand why people enjoy it. I'm not gonna take that away from them. I just
listen. You know what? This is what it is. Listen. I'm gonna bring
enjoyable. Yeah, I loved it. I had fun watching.
Black Panther was a commercial. Black Panther was a commercial success on steroids. It literally was.
Yeah.
And
it was.
They tapped the commercial audience
movie on steroids. It's
the
so
commercial audience. The commercial audience, they fell for it. They believed it. They loved it. They lived it. They drank it. They drank the Kool-Aid on that. And that's what it was.
Yep.
Had they went hardcore Black Panther like the comics, it would the fans would have loved it. The comic fans would. But I don't think that the casual audience, and that's what it is. They when they made this movie, they catered to the casual audience.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it worked. It worked.
Yeah. No, I think as far as success and everything, I can see putting it in number one if you're talking about impact, success, all that stuff. But if you're talking about like as a good film, made the best, no, that's a joke. As far as being made the best.
Yeah, I think the explanation that they give is kind of what made me a little upset, because they say like it proved that superhero movies could be about something more than just entertainment. They could reflect, refract, and represent the real world around us while still transporting us to some other place entirely. That's the basis for every superhero movie ever made. That's so insulting to say, because what are you saying about the other movies on this list? Are you saying they haven't done that and done it well? Right. I think it was that kind of
pretty much
made me upset. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they're saying. I mean, look,
that's crazy.
Look, Black Panther. Listen, people loved it. Like I said, it was a great commercial success. People loved it commercially. and they hit pay dirt. You read the comics. If you read Black Panther comics, it's a lot more. It's a lot more in depth. It's a lot more detail. It's
The
a lot more
last two
story.
lines is
I
even
thought,
worse.
Oh,
They said they could be more than just a roller coaster ride. They could, in fact, be something close to cinema. So this movie, this one, is the closest to cinema out of the superhero movies. How about the Batman? How about, you know what I'm saying, like movies that actually look like cinema?
the Batman was great.
This
Bro.
movie
The
looked
Batman was
like
great.
a
You
TV show.
listen. I don't care what. Hey, you can't take nothing away from the Batman. I don't care how many reshoots. That movie proved that reshoots, rewrites, and reshoots work. And sometimes you
Yeah.
got to do it. And that's what the Batman proved, because
Yeah.
that's exact. Like that's what I said with the Flash. Rewrite, reshoot, do what you got to do.
Right.
I mean, look what it did for the Batman.
Yeah.
It made it a
Yeah.
way better movie.
They
And
kept doing it.
Then what we didn't know we were gonna get, but I can tell
Nope.
you what we got.
I know
Great.
that. I know that
Phenomenal.
when I heard Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, I was not optimistic.
oof.
No,
Dude, I was like, "Oh, word, Robert Pattinson, Twilight, yeah."
I was
Alright,
pretty
cool.
indifferent. I
Batman?
was like,
I was
okay,
just
he
like,
could be,
listen,
he could do
Hollywood loves Robert Pattinson for his look, because all the teenage girls love Robert Pattinson. They love the way he looked.
they did
They
back
love the
when
way
he,
he
yeah,
talked. They love
yeah,
him.
10
And
Yeah.
now
years
they
ago.
grown up and they love him and they still love him.
something.
They're a little
'Cause I
older,
was
they
about to
still
say
love
that
him.
kind of trapped him in his career for a while because he was just
Yeah,
known for Twilight, and he's actually
right.
a really good actor. So, at least to me, I think he's a good actor.
No, that's true. That is true. I could definitely, yeah, I could support that. Because I saw another movie. I don't even know what it's called. It was some weird circus movie or something. But I was like, yeah, this dude actually could act. Okay, he's not just a teen heartthrob, teen beat, whatever.
Yeah, they
Uh,
do,
They do, Norrin. They do.
Listen, he
and
don't
they
They
could
got
have
a
don't
shit.
had it, but
listen,
they
they pick
dropped the
him.
ball.
They pick him. He don't pick them, they pick him. And that's what they pick.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted.
No,
That's what they wanted.
it was official. They can't take nothing from that movie, dog. That shit. The casting was phenomenal. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and this is weird. And I know people was like, "What?" When I see a white Jim Gordon now, it don't even play to me. Like, Jim Gordon's black to me now. I swear to God. He played him so good. That's just how I'm comfortable with Jim Gordon now. Like, he's such a good act. That dude's one of my favorite actors of all time. But yeah, he killed that shit. There's Colin Farrell. Like, that dude disappeared. He
To be Jim
disappeared.
Gordon.
Like, yeah, like you didn't even see him anymore. Like,
I was like, wow, good for you.
I
I
agree.
didn't even know that was you.
I agree. Listen, I agree.
yeah,
I
that
can't
shit
listen to
didn't
that. Me watching it with my jaw on the floor. I can't stop, bro.
still,
I was
still,
blown away,
still
man.
recovering.
Blown away, bro. Yeah, I was blown away, excited by how actually good it was.
Westworld.
It
Yeah, I'm
was
watching Westworld too.
Westworld's good
Yeah,
too.
y'all.
Westworld is really good too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Westworld's
y'all get
phenomenal,
in.
bro.
Yeah, y'all get into
Have you
that.
seen that,
Kill
Sada?
I have not. I've heard good things though. Oh,
Get into that shit. Yeah,
okay.
Westworld,
I gotta get it.
really good. Yeah, you gotta get into that. That's a great show. And yeah, Jeffrey Wright kills it in that show. Like, he's phenomenal. But I know a lot of people don't like race swapping and gender swapping characters, and most of the time it doesn't work well. Most of the time it's whack, but I think this is one that just fucking fit. I don't know. He's just so good. Maybe it's just him being such a good actor, but
Yeah, he probably elevates, the character and with his performance and
that's
everything. So
yeah,
yeah.
that exactly. That's how I see Gordon now, because he embodied that. I'll be right back, y'all.
Oh man. Oh, Black and Critical said y'all are gonna hate me from saying this, but I keep falling asleep watching the Batman. Honestly, I really don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, if it's late at night and you're laying down and you turn it on, I don't blame you for falling asleep. I really don't.
Wow,
Not to say
man.
it's like a snooze fest, but it can get you to sleep. Yeah.
Listen, you gotta watch it on the day when you
Yeah.
want to watch something but don't have nothing else to do or something else to watch. You gotta watch it on that day. You can't watch it on the day where your mind is distracted.
Specific parameters to watch the
Yes,
Batman.
so yes, specifically. Yeah, that's when you gotta watch it. You watch it then, I promise you, it's one of the best movies you ever seen.
Norrin Rad said, I won't watch it again. Struggled getting through it the first time. I don't blame you. Man, it's not everybody's cup of tea, so I don't blame you.
Well, let me tell you something. I didn't. I watched it. I was good with it. I was great. I went on eBay and tried to find me a Batman costume.
Exactly, Norrin
That's what I
Rad. Why
had.
wasn't Man of Steel on the list? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, Man
Like,
of Steel.
come
Yeah,
Man of
on.
Man of Steel
Like,
should have been
Steel.
on that list.
that
Yeah,
should have been
I
on
agree
the
with that.
list.
No, I agree with that.
That shit
100%.
made me like Superman again. Like that movie was great.
Yeah, I thought Henry Cavill was a
Yeah.
great casting. They just wasted him, but you know, I thought
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, Superman
Yeah,
should
I
have been on that
really
list.
would.
Yeah, Man of Steel should have been.
Because I'm keeping it a buck. Like I'm not like a super big Superman fan. I'm more of a Batman guy. Like so I wasn't really checking for Superman like that. But Man of Steel made me dig the
Yeah, Man
character.
of Steel was cool.
Man of
Yeah,
Steel
I
was
don't
dope.
know.
A lot of people try to dog Man of Steel. They try to.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't like the
I don't get it
last
either.
battle scene. Maybe like just like that chunk. It's just explosions. I'm okay with that, but I'm okay on that. But the rest, I thought was really good. I thought it was cool, and we were at a good starting point, and then they just never followed up on it at all.
Yeah,
Nah, they
GI
did.
Joe
G.I.
was
Joe.
Yeah.
not a
was all right.
great. I would put the
It was all right.
maybe
It's
like
watchable. Yeah, it's
it's not
watchable.
a
Oh, the
But
live
superhero.
action one.
yeah, it ain't.
They're guilty pleasures for me. I
And
like.
and to be honest with you, the second one was way better than the first one.
I
But it
agree.
just was
Mm.
okay. Like it was just an okay movie. Like
Yeah, that's the one where they kind of gave us a better like Cobra Commander and shit like that.
Yeah. They kind of
Yeah.
had a little more fun. I feel like they had more fun with that one, with the second
Yeah,
one.
that was a movie where where Hollywood interjected their ideas, their everything
Yeah,
into a G.I. Joe franchise. And they should
I'm
have
a
done they
GI
should have
Joe
did it.
fan from the '80s, like Stu. So we yeah that was like
Yeah, that was
not
just
GI Joe. Like I don't even know what
nah.
that was. The only GI Joe in that movie was Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Like the rest of them were unrecognizable,
Yeah.
except
And
for
Hollywood does that.
Firefly.
Yeah, they got
Firefly
The
was
Rock
does
in
that.
there to ensure it was an action hit. And
yeah,
I'm not mad at it because I enjoyed it. I mean,
and I'm not
Yeah,
mad at The Rock as
that was
Roadblock
Hollywood.
either.
Yeah, that was Hollywood at their best. Because if you watch
Yeah,
the credits
that's
at the end
cool.
of that
That's a good
movie,
casting.
it says based on the
Yeah,
Hasbro toy.
loosely
It
based.
don't say that it don't right. So as far as they're concerned, we just took our story and stuck G.I. Joe in it, and that's what
Mhm.
you got. But this
Yeah.
is really, our
Is
story
that
should be
the one with Marlon Wayans
Yep.
running around in the super suit?
So that was the
Yep.
first one,
That's the
not the
first
second.
one.
Yeah.
That was the
Okay,
first one.
okay,
That was the
okay. Yeah,
first
the
one.
second one is definitely better. Yeah, because that was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
And Channing Tatum dies within the first like 10 minutes. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, cool.
yeah. Which
Because in the second one, they were shooting for like G.I. Joe Resolute.
and
They
he,
killed a
but
couple of main characters.
Hmm.
well, they do kill Duke in the movie, like yeah, in the cartoon. I mean, so
Well, no, remember he came back. He was in a coma.
he came back.
Came back.
Yeah, he
They
came
were.
back.
I watched the
Same here,
documentary. They
Norm
said
Rap.
they wanted to kill him. They wanted
Don't
to kill
waste your
Duke,
time.
but they said that they didn't kill Duke because of the backlash that they got when Transformers killed Optimus Prime. They saw how people went berserk. So G.I. Joe was like, all right, we can't kill Duke.
Yeah,
Because they was like, yeah. So that's the only reason why they didn't kill him.
yeah.
Because they said what happened with Optimus. And they had to
Yeah.
bring Optimus back. That's how bad it was. People
Yeah.
was pissed at Transformers for that, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, what the
Optimus got
fuck?
to
Come
die.
on,
They
man.
didn't care in that second movie. They said, dude, get out. In the first like 10, 15 minutes, he was
Yeah.
gone.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Snake Eyes, don't even bother. If you're a Snake Eyes fan, if you're not a Snake Eyes fan, I guess maybe it's a decent action movie. I don't know. But yeah,
No,
if
I'm
you're,
agreeing with you. Like, don't.
No.
if you're a Snake Eyes fan, you can't watch it. It's unwatchable. First of
I
all,
wouldn't
Snake
watch
Eyes.
that. Listen,
Yeah,
I
like
listen.
as soon as I saw the trailer and he started speaking, I was like,
Yeah.
this is not Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Only watch Snake Eyes if you're sitting at home with nothing to do in the middle of a snowstorm or a heat wave, and there's nothing else on TV, and there's nothing else to watch, and you have
And your
nothing else to
streaming
do.
services are all
And
down, and you have one
right,
DVD to your
and
name.
you are
and it's
extremely
Snake Eyes.
bored. Yeah, you are extremely bored. Yeah, don't watch Snake Eyes. I watched it, and it didn't even. I was like, wait, just name it something else, man. I don't know. It shouldn't have been Snake Eyes. And if it was going to be Snake Eyes, you should have just called it a Snake Eyes story or something like that. But
he finally puts on the mask in the very last 10 seconds of the movie, and it's a motorcycle helmet, literally a literal motorcycle helmet, and he gets on the motorcycle and goes, and that's their Snake Eyes mask. It's not a fucking helmet, guys. It's like a skin tight thing with a visor. Anyway, Conan the Barbarian is my favorite classic. Wasn't on the list. I know.
Yeah, Conan wasn't on the list either. Conan
Y'all
was a
had
good movie.
Tank Girl, but not Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about it. I'm like Hardy Boys. It took me a while to watch Conan. I used to watch that joint and fall asleep all the time.
Conan?
Yeah, bro, no lie. And then I watched it one day when I was up, I was caffeinated, everything. I was good to go.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I was like, damn, this joint was all right. This joint was really good.
For me,
I
it's just like I was a little kid. My older cousins was watching it, and I wanted to watch and do whatever they were doing, and they were watching. They liked all that barbarian fantasy stuff, and that's how I got into it. And it's just like it's nostalgia, I guess. I don't know, because I mean, it's not like great cinema or anything. There's not like a big deep story or anything, but it's just like seeing Conan, seeing Arnold with that big ass sword. And what's the one? I think the one where he cuts off fucking James Earl Jones' head. I think that's Conan the Destroyer. That shit was
no. That's the first one.
That's the Barbarian. And
that's
then
Conan
the second one is the
The
Destroyer.
second was Conan the Destroyer. Yeah, that's the one with Grace Jones.
Yes.
And what's the football player? It was a famous football player.
No, basketball player.
Wilt
Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain was in that.
Chamberlain. Yeah.
Wilt was in that. Yeah, Wilt the
Tall
Stilt.
lad. Yeah, Wilt the
he
Stilt.
Yeah, he
Wilt
was
the third leg.
He was Umbahu.
Umbatu. Umbatu.
Yeah.
Umbata. No, Bambata.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Bambata, whatever, something like that. Yeah. I forget what it was, but he was he played what was in that joint? Yeah. And they did a good job because they didn't let him do a lot of talking because he wasn't really good at acting, so that was good.
Right. And it was dope to see Conan cross over into Red Sonja, that Red Sonja movie with
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was dope too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because Red Sonja and Conan go hand in hand. Yeah, they kind of go hand in
Brigitte
hand.
Nielsen. Yeah, Brigitte Nielsen. Fucking from Rocky 4.
Yeah, she was a fox, and she was a fox in that joint.
Yeah, she was bad in
Beverly
Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, when she showed up in Beverly Hills, she had every man in the nation. Jaw and tongues out. Watching that movie, it was like,
you ain't lying.
Yeah, she was Bridget. And
then
they seen her years later, and they was like, "What happened?" She was a fox,
right?
bro.
Yeah, goddamn, she fucking with Flavor Flav now. I have the original film Cells Framed from Conan 1 and 2 and Red Sonja. God damn, that is cool. That is cool.
You are the man. And me and you gotta hang out one day. Yeah.
Let me just take a peek at your collection. Just a
Yeah,
small peek.
man, you gotta hang out one day, Nora, right? Sweet
Um,
Jesus.
yeah, Red Sonja had that kid that was in it was that kid was bad, bro.
From Short Round?
I saw
Was it
short round
was
from
it
nah, it wasn't short, but he played in he came out and did a TV show called Sidekicks, something like that.
Oh yeah, Sidekicks was good.
Yeah,
When I
and
was a
then he
kid,
was in
I
the
ain't
Ninja
gonna
Turtle
lie.
movie. He was in
I
TMNT
was in.
too.
Oh, he was also in that's the same kid that was in The Last Dragon, right?
Are you talking
No,
about
no, he
Ernie
wasn't.
Lee? Is that his name? Ernie Lee?
Could be. That sounds right. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I think it is, yeah. I think he was in The Last Dragon as well.
No, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
he was in Red Sonja.
Oh,
So
he was in Last Dragon. He was the little kid. Yeah, dog. You're
He's
right.
the little kid, yeah.
My
Right,
bad.
yeah.
I'm thinking of the older guy. You're right. He was.
Yeah, he was younger then. He was younger.
Yeah, he was the little kid. Yeah, he was because there was it was two. I was thinking of the other his other Asian homie,
Yeah.
but
Ernie
no, he was
Reyes, that's his name. Ernie Reyes. Ernie
Ernie
Reyes.
Reyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even know if he's Asian. His name's Reyes. I think he's like Brazilian or some shit.
I think he is.
But yeah, he was in TMNT Secrets of the Ooze. He was in Surf Ninjas, Last Dragon, Red Sonja.
You know what he was into? He was in my movie, Ninja
Sidekick,
Apocalypse. That was my
Avatar,
joint. Ninja Apocalypse. He was in my joint. Ninja Apocalypse. That was my joint.
Apocalypse. Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
was
was
my
in the
joint right there.
Rundown. He was in the
Was he in
Rundown.
the Rundown?
Yeah, he was in the Rundown. He was the one that he was swinging in the tree. He was the one of the little dudes that swing on the vine and fuck you up. Like he's swinging, just fuck
Oh,
you up
okay,
from the
okay,
vine.
okay.
Remember on the Rundown? Is when the Rock and the white dude they're in the jungle with Jessica Alba and
Okay. Yeah, because he was also
it was the little homie.
was he in Indiana Jones or not? Was he short? He was Short Round, right?
He was in
He was also
yeah, I
Indiana
Short
think
Round.
Short Round
Crystal
was Indiana
Skull.
Jones.
He
Yeah, he
was in
was
the
in the
Crystal
second.
Skull.
Yeah.
But Short Round was Data from Goonies.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he was. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is actually a prequel. I mean, not Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the
Lost
second
Ark.
movie. Nah, the second
Yeah.
movie is actually a prequel to the first one. It's actually a prequel to the whole series.
Oh, you talking about the one with the Pops with Sean Connery? Yeah.
No, that's the
a
third
prequel.
one. No, not
Yeah.
the third one. The second one is a prequel to the whole thing. I never knew that. I just found that out maybe a couple weeks ago. That Temple of Doom is actually
That's what I'm
comes
talking about.
before. Yeah, it
Lost
comes
Ark.
before.
Raiders of the
Yeah, it
Lost
comes
Ark.
before Lost Ark.
Temple of Doom.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you were to watch them in order, it should be Temple of Doom,
The
Raiders of the
Last
Lost Ark,
Crusade.
and then The Last Crusade. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should that's the order they should be in. I never knew that was a prequel.
Well, don't feel bad. I remember when The Last Crusade came out and I was like, he's fighting Nazis. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Dad. He because I thought it took place in our time as a little kid watching the Lost Ark and Raiders of the
Oh,
Lost Ark.
for real?
I didn't know they took place in the 30s and the 40s. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
World War II. That would
Yeah, I
be
had
the
no
40s.
idea
So
as a
that'd
little
be the
kid.
40s. That'd be the 40s. So that was World War II.
That would be the 40s,
Yes, sir.
and that would be the late 40s. But yeah, they I
But
had no
not
idea.
but no, that would actually be the early 40s because World War II ended in 45. So
48,
that would be
didn't it?
no sir. 45, 40 to 45. We didn't get in it. We didn't get into it until the last 2 years.
What happened in 48? Something happened in 48.
They invented the Oreo cookie in 48.
Oh, that's what that was. Yeah,
That's a significant milestone for America.
that's what that
And
was.
Wow.
Yeah. The Oreo was invented in 48.
Yes, sir. They invented the Oreo.
Yeah, but they could have stopped at what you call it. But Raiders, Temple. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you sure?
What?
Man. All right. Okay. Okay. Temple of Doom was set in 1935 when Indiana crash lands in an Indian village with Willie Scott and Short Round. Raiders of the Lost Ark takes place in 1936 when the U.S. government hires Indiana Jones to recover the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis do. And then Last Crusade takes place in 1938. An American businessman hires Indiana and his friend Marcus Brody to find the Holy Grail. Indiana's father, Henry, joins the hunt in his adventure.
Yeah,
Chris
that
Lowe,
would be totally wrong because if you go by historical dates, they did declare themselves as Nazis, and the Nazi Party didn't come around until World War II. They had a Nazi Party in World War One. They didn't come around until World War II. That was Hitler. Because remember and they said 1938 for the last one, right? Because remember when they were
yep.
in Berlin, he signed the book.
In 38, in the
Hitler
last
grabbed it
crusade, they were fighting
and
Nazis.
put his now I could say if it was 38, it would have to be before the Nazi Party was formed, but I don't see how that could be because Hitler, they was burning the books and all of that, man. So it might have I can't say I don't know, man. I don't know. I had to look that up. I do know Temple of
Oh, dude,
Doom
the Nazi
is supposed
Party
to be
was formed in like the fucking
now they were formed after World War One. They literally
no,
formed after
they
because
weren't. They
Hitler.
were founded in
Wait a
1920, the
minute.
National Socialist German Workers' Party,
Right.
which is what
But
the
Hitler
Nazis
took
were.
over. Remember, Hitler went to jail. He wrote Mein Kampf. And when he got out of jail,
Adolf has been the party's
that's
leader
when
since
they
1921.
that's when they that's when they really came to power when Hitler got out of jail. And then that's when they rose to power. He used the Jews as a scapegoat. They did what they had to do. And they were actually stockpiling and building weapons for a few years before they started World War II. That's why
Yeah,
it's
but
illegal for any country to do that now.
yeah,
Because
but
they actually had a head start on everybody.
Adolf Hitler was the leader of the Nazis since 1921. He was appointed Chancellor of Germany by President blah blah blah. 1933, Hitler, blah blah blah, Third Reich. 1933. So yeah, they were doing shit way before World War II popped off.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, they were
they were
stockpiling weapons. They were
yeah,
engineering. Like Germany had a lot going on. They at one
yeah.
point they closed their
So the
borders. They
movie's
didn't let
good. The
anybody
movie's
in.
right. The movie's right.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. It is, but then you gotta ask yourself, well, what time period, you know what I mean? Like how far into, because remember they still had the U-boats. They still had the one in Indian, not the last crusade, and Temple of Doom. Remember the part where they were in Egypt and then he was fighting the guy, he was fighting the big Russian guy by the plane. They were fueling the planes up and all of
Yeah.
that. Because at one point the Russians did not lead. I mean, the Germans did not lead their borders. They literally sat in Germany and stocked
But you're not saying you're not
planes, all of that,
okay.
man. So
You're not
I
saying
mean, it's a movie. It's a. I'm putting it to you like this. It's a
Stop.
movie, so it doesn't have to be historically correct,
Okay.
but it can
But
be historically accurate,
1933,
and we can go with that.
yeah.
No, we can go with that. We can go with historically
see.
accurate. It don't have to be historically correct because it's a movie, but it can be historically accurate, so we can go with that. But
So it's not
when you,
historically correct, but it's historically accurate. You see.
for the time,
Uh,
yeah.
Well, in
But not
1933,
but
when
not
Adolf Hitler assumed power in the government, German government, the usage of Nazi diminished in Germany. Although Austrian anti-Nazis continue to use the term, and the use of Nazi Germany and Nazi regime was popularized by the anti-Nazis and German exiles abroad. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But so in 1936 is when the movie takes place. The first movie. But what you were saying was right. You were saying how the Raiders of the Lost Ark was made first. Temple of Doom was made second. But Temple of Doom actually takes place in 35 and
right.
Ark
It takes place
in
before.
36.
Right. It takes place before.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I was blown away
No.
when I found that out.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
See,
that took place first, and
yeah.
because when you watch them, there is like most movies you watch. If it's a prequel, they do have some correlation between the
Mhm.
two, and there's just none. Like they don't mention Short Round and Raiders of the
Right.
Lost Ark. They don't mention the chick that he was with. I think her name was Sam. They don't mention
Yeah, because
her.
all that takes place after.
Right. They don't mention that. You like, dang, like, well, how is it even, before if they don't mention none of it? They just don't mention it. But
Yeah,
it is what it is. So, but it's
it
still
is
a good
what it
movie.
is.
It's one of my favorites. It's
Oh
one of my
yeah.
favorites, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, and Raiders of the Lost Ark or Last Crusade was dope too. The Holy Grail thing. I thought when I was a kid, man, I thought that was the coolest thing, man. The old knight was like still alive because he was there with the damn Grail. And he was trying to give it to the. He was like 1,000, 2,000 years old and shit. And so Indiana's got to pick which Grail is the Holy Grail, and if the Grail is actually a cup, which that's another thing. But so all these chalices are lined up on the altar, and they're all like jeweled and bedazzled and just glorious looking. And so he's got to pick. He's got to choose which one it is. And if he chooses the wrong one and he drinks the water, he just die. So he's got to pick the right one. And of course, there's one that just is all dusty and old and gray and has, like a cobweb on it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no jewels or anything. And it's the only one like that. So only an idiot is not going to see that and pick it. But so Indiana picks it. And it was dope, man. That shit was dope. And that shit took place in 1938. Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is way later. That's 1957. And a much older Indiana Jones battles the Soviets to capture the Crystal Skull relic. And they get married or something like that. But 57 is super early in the Cold War, Soviet shit. That's real early. That's way before it really got, popping. Then there's another film that's coming out June 30th, 2023, Indiana Jones Part 5.
Oh,
I guess he's going to be 80. I mean,
Yeah. We are getting another Indiana Jones movie. That is true.
yeah.
why?
And he'll be 80 years old. So the next film is going to be a sequel, and it should take place sometime after 1957.
I wonder if
But-
he's gonna pass the mantle. They love to do that. So
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I thought it was going to be Shia LaBeouf, to be honest. I don't know what the fuck happened with Shia LaBeouf. He was like,
They were supposed to pass the torch, and
Man,
they just
man.
never did, bro. They was supposed to, we're supposed to get a younger Indy, a new Indy.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have a son, and he was supposed to take over, and it was supposed to be so we could get more, get more Indiana Jones. Remember they were supposed to do young Indiana Jones because people loved in the the Crystal Skull. People loved that segment of young Indy doing his thing, and we were supposed to never got that. We
Well,
had a
there's a
TV show,
90
and that didn't even last long.
To completely immerse yourself in the Indiana Jones universe, you may want to watch all the Indiana Jones content in chronological order. Start with the movies that were edited from the early 90s TV series, The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. Remember that?
Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, I just said they
In
did
the
have
night,
young Indiana Jones.
they did have
but-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it did. I don't
They
know how
did
many
have it.
seasons it is. I know it didn't last long.
There's a lot. There's The Young Adventures of Indiana Jones, My First Adventure, set in 1908 when he's 9 years old. You can watch that on YouTube, apparently. Then there's The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, The Perils of Cupid, also in 1908. You can see that on YouTube. Then there's The Young Indiana Jones, Journeys of Radiance, set in 1910, when I guess he's 13. And then you've got Indiana Jones, Passion for Life, 1910, when he's 10 years old somehow. Indiana Jones Travels with the Father, 1910 as well. Then you got Young Indiana Jones Spring Break Adventure in 1916 when he's a little older. He's like 15. Then you got Young Indiana Jones Loves God. I mean, there's a lot of these. Holy shit. Oh. Okay. No, I'm not reading all this. It goes all the way up to 1957.
Oh,
I don't even know what this is then, because this can't be that. That thing. What the fuck? This is real, bro. Okay, so there really was a TV show, and they did do it. I mean, there's a lot of episodes, bro. It starts in 1908. It goes to 1910, 1916, 1917. There's like tons of fucking 1918, 1919, 1920, where he crosses paths with Al Capone. 1935, where he meets Short Round, Temple of Doom. Okay, that's where the movies start. Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, Volume 1 through 3, TV series with an elderly Indy recounting his younger days. This movie is about
Now
Indy's younger days
that's
and includes
now
re-edited
Reno.
footage
That's what we thought we
from
were
the
gonna
TV
get.
show
We
and
thought we
unaired
were gonna get
episodes.
that
Yeah, they
as
didn't
new
air them all.
movies, and they never.
Yeah.
And they never did it.
Yeah, you can catch that on Amazon Prime. So they made yeah, the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. They made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Should be like what, 2 seasons? I know it didn't last long. Should be like
There's
maybe
only
2, 3 seasons
21.
at the most.
There's only 21 episodes. Looks like, yeah, there's only 21 episodes of one season.
Yeah, because season 1 was like what, 7, 8? It was like 10 episodes or something like. It wasn't long.
21.
For season 1.
21. Yeah, there's only one season. 21 episodes. 1990.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that can't
Yeah, I
be
know
right.
it didn't. Because I
No,
know
no.
it was. I know it was out in 92. I know 90. I think it was like 91 and 92.
There was 2
I think.
episodes. Episode 1 and 2 was in 92, and then episode 3 is somehow in 2000. Episode 4 is 96. 5 is
Yeah, now
2000.
we go. Right,
6
we're
is
going back in time.
99. What? Yeah, we're
See,
jumping
I don't
around.
get it.
99.
Somebody, I don't know, whatever you reading from,
12 was
they don't
95.
have they don't have a fact straight. Whoever that was, I can tell you
This
this
is on
much.
Amazon.
That
This
was
is on Amazon. This is what Amazon is
they
saying.
they could be wrong.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon could
Yeah,
be wrong.
they're
Unless
way
they
off.
delivering something, I ain't taking their word for it. And they don't even get that right sometimes.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this: when I was younger, and I was still in high school, I remember when they came out with it. I used to try to catch it on TV all the time. I only watched it a few times, and what I saw, I liked. But I did just, I don't know, they just cut it. Like it was there, then it was gone. I was like, man, what happened to Indiana Jones? And never heard anything after that. I got Jake and the Gold Monkey. I have that on DVD, but I don't
Jake
have the
and the
Young
Gold
Indiana
Monkey.
Jones. Yes, I have those. I have the complete series.
Why have I heard of that? What is that? That sounds familiar.
You ain't tell me.
Gold Monkey. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, you never. The one in the plane, you had the dog with the eye patch.
No, I'm thinking of Curious George or something.
They called it something else. What was it called? Wait a minute. Wait, where are you at? I have them here. I'll show them to you. What did I do with them? I got them around here.
Black Panther 2 reveals first look at Namor.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean tell me you never saw Tales of the Golden Monkey?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Oh, Norn Rad. You're probably right.
I knew Nora Rad saw Tales of the Golden Monkey.
Norman Rad said Tom Holland's probably going to be the next Indiana Jones, which is probably really correct.
Well, he did that one show, Uncharted, that movie Uncharted.
And it sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked.
So I think we're good on that.
Yeah, it sucked.
Might as well be.
Not only did it suck, it sucked. It wasn't, listen, if I would have went to the movies and saw that, I'd have been upset.
Oof.
I was thoroughly pleased just watching that on my couch. Just chilling. I was like, that's the only way I can
Oh,
give it
fireworks are going off.
I know. I keep hearing them. Yeah.
Yeah, they out here busting off.
Yeah.
They out here busting off. Well, yeah. Yeah, the Black Panther 2 art showcase Namor's Atuma. Because in Wakanda Forever, the movie, Namor and Atlantis is going to be an offshoot of the Aztec culture. So Atlantis used to be the Aztecs in South America, Mexico, and Namor is going to be an Aztec. He's going to be a Latino character. and that's pretty much what Atlantis is going to be. And it's a great, I think it's a good way to, like, if you're going to do a race swap or something, make it make sense and make it seem organic and be cool. And I think this is a really good, cool way to do that. Because there is some schools of thought and, you know, study that the Atlantean, the real city of Atlantis was connected to the Aztec culture. So they're kind of playing off of that far-fetched theory and using that, and I think it's going to be cool. Yeah, Tuma looks cool. Let me get a picture. Tuma is an Aztec warrior. And I also had a picture of Namor somewhere. But here is a Tuma.
Wow.
So he's got the hammerhead shark skull on his head, which is cool. It looks.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, it's like he's got the shark teeth around. So it's like they did. It's like it looks like an Aztec warrior with sort of an Aztec-y looking headdress and stuff. But instead of, you know, parrot feathers and everything, it's ocean stuff. But it looks like Aztec stuff. So I think that's a cool thing they did. Yeah, I think he is actually from Eternals and beginning Eternals.
Twist.
They are protecting an Aztec city. Yeah,
that would be a great way to connect it back.
Yeah, I think that's Atlantis.
That would be a great way to connect it back.
Yeah. Where is that? Yeah, where is that picture I had though of? Oh man, another heartbreaking. What do they call it? Footage. Akron police shoot Jalen Walker 60 times.
I have no comment on that one.
I just saw that shit. Yeah,
well, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real, because that's what we do on this channel. We tell the truth. They actually fired 90 rounds, hitting him 60 times.
Oh, well then, yeah. So, yeah.
90 rounds were fired, and they hit him 60 times. So that means that on an average, what officer carries or what they carry in a handgun, that means they unloaded every magazine.
That means they had to reload, right?
Yes. Yep. Yes, sir. Several times. Each.
Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what
I
said.
I just came over while I was looking through my shit, and
that's what I said. Let's let that one go. There's no excuse. There's no, even if you listen, there's no way you can justify shooting somebody or firing 90 rounds as
and anybody in any situation, like
any situation, and hitting somebody 60 times. So there's no excuse for that.
Do you think they were like really confident that this was justified? So let's get as many bullets into him as we can while we're justified.
I don't want to step into their minds.
There is no excuse. There is no excuse for an officer of the law to shoot somebody, or officers of the law to shoot 90 rounds and dump 60 into somebody. There is no excuse. I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, you could be dead. You could be dead with one round.
One round.
But you gotta keep shooting and shooting and shooting. I mean, if I'm the police captain, the chief, whatever you want to call him, I would have to pull all 3 of them officers, or 4. I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. Now I had to ask them, you need to write me a statement and let me know how you can justify shooting that many rounds into one person, even just firing off 90 rounds, period. Because if you can't, none of you will have a job by the end of this discussion,
That's what I don't get.
period. Point blank. I mean, where is it? Where's the humanity in that?
There
There
is
are
not.
rules in, listen, there are rules in war where you're not allowed to mutilate people and, things like that. But you can't there's no justification for that, bro. I
No,
don't, I
that
don't
yeah,
care.
that
I don't care what he did. I don't care how he did it. To shoot somebody that many times and to keep shooting. Like I said, there's only depending on what you're carrying, there's only 15 to 17 in a mag.
even if he's shooting at you, you've shot him, you've stopped him, the bullet's down, his gun, he's no longer shooting at you because you've shot him twice. That's all it takes. One bullet, the guy's probably gonna stumble back. Two bullets, he's not shooting at you anymore.
Right.
And once he's got to be dead at some point. You're still pumping lead into him. It just really doesn't make sense. I really would like to understand.
Well, if you want to see it,
That's
it's up
why
on.
I want.
They
Oh, I
released the
see. I
body
see the
cam.
funky
Yeah, they
video.
released the
Yeah.
body cam.
It doesn't
But
make any sense.
it doesn't, bro. I can't even. I have no words for it, man. I really just don't. I can't.
Well, I mean, you said it best. Like if you was talking to your subordinates and this happened, you would want them to explain it to you. And
You would have to. You
if
would
they
have to. To
couldn't,
me, you would have to.
It's just inhumane. Like
How you
I
No,
there's
I would give him a
nothing.
chance. Yeah, I would tell him, listen, I would tell him this, I'll give you a chance to keep your job. I would tell him straight up, I'm gonna give you a chance to keep your job. Please explain to me
right?
in writing how you can justify firing off that many rounds and hitting somebody that many times. That means all of you came back here with empty magazines or partially empty. Every one of you had to have at least one empty mag on.
Yeah,
Everybody.
more
So
than once.
I'm giving them benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna say one. So that means you reloaded and kept shooting. So you either gonna have two empty mags or a partial empty mag, or like I don't get it. So justify that, and if you can't, you will not have a job by the end of this conversation. I can guarantee you that because I can't. I had to set an example. You have to set an example, and you got to have a standard, and you got to set an example for everybody coming after you. That no, this will not be tolerated. If you got to use force, use force. But damn, that's somebody's child, man. Like as a police department, we got to explain that to somebody. Like, we got to explain. Their parents gonna want answers. You shoot their child one time, they live, they go to the hospital. All right, cool. We can get with that. But 60 times? Come on, man. You can't explain that to no parent. I don't care what
Well,
color they are.
no.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care what color they
exactly.
are. You can't
Yeah,
explain it to
exactly.
no parent.
Exactly. Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, you see like however many 10 officers almost in a circle around him like a U shape, and they're all just unloading on something in the center of the screen. You can't really see it. I guess they blurred it out, but this proves if it hasn't been proven yet that too many of these cops want to shoot someone.
Watch too many
You
Hollywood
should,
movies, man. That's what it
yeah,
is.
you should not want to shoot someone. If that's in your mind, you should never be given a badge and a gun. And I think too many cops want to shoot someone. They want it to be justified, but they want to shoot someone. And that's fucked up. And that's who our cops are. That's who's patrolling our streets. People that want an excuse because they want to do it. They want to shoot somebody. And yeah, like I said, if it ain't been proven yet, it's proven now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I mean, well, I'll put it to you like this. It's like the January 5th attacks or 7th or whatever that was. If after all of that, you didn't see how much of a bad, inhumane, disturbing person Donald Trump was, I don't know what you need to convince you, because no president in the history of presidents has ever incited an insurrection
led an insurrection at the fucking
because he
Capitol,
didn't get
dog,
elected.
because he didn't get his way.
Right. Because he didn't get elected. Right. Because he didn't get
Yeah,
his way. That's like a child, bro. Like
it's a child.
as a voter, and you voted, you gotta be like, damn, man, I voted for this Joker. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
but
bro.
then there's so many
If
people
you,
that still want to vote for him again. They still want him to this day.
that's their right. Listen, that's their right. But that means that there's something in you that's wrong
There's
as
something
well.
wrong
Yeah,
with
If
there's
him.
you
something
can't
wrong. You
see,
gotta
right, if you
really
can't see the
seriously.
logic, right, if you can't see the illogical just position that whole thing held. We have all the one thing. Let me tell you something. The one thing about America is not democracy or anything like. It's the peaceful transfer of power every 4 years. That's a short term for anybody to be in charge. 4 years. So the most you can do is 8. That's still a even shorter term because around the globe, most people that get elected president are president longer than that, like for life until they die or they step down. Like, they might do every 8 years, 6 years, 10, but not like America. And it's not even that. It's just that America does it peacefully. You lose, you shake hands. All right, arrivederci, man. It was a good show. That's it. That's
Man.
what people don't understand. That is the quintessential cornerstone to our power is that we do it peacefully. There are no fights. There are no riots. There are no accusations. People shooting people or fighting. None of that. They just and he proved he did it. And you had to have a committee. Everybody watched it unfold. Like we all watched it unfold on TV.
Yep.
And I don't even know why you even had to have a committee and draw up a jury on that.
Yeah, come
No,
on.
we
We
did it.
saw we watched it.
We
You know
saw
why
it.
they
Yeah.
had a
Right.
fucking committee, and it is because they wanted to somehow get out of what they just fucking did. They wanted
Right.
they wanted some way to be,
They didn't want to play the blame. Right. They didn't want to play. Sometimes you got to place the blame where it's at so that we can have a marker for what not to do moving forward. Like sometimes you just got to say, you know what, we did that. We're sorry. We'll
yeah,
never make that mistake again. Like sometimes you literally have to say just that.
right.
And it's the same thing with shooting this boy 60 times. Whoever's in charge of that police department has to say, look, you guys got to go. I can't keep you here after that. I'm sorry. I don't care how justified you are in your job. Um, that's excessive force, and that's Department of Policy. I'll see you later.
And this is the kind of
That's an
shit that
because
white supremacists love to hold on to, because this says Milet said the video appeared to show the flash of a gun from the car during the chase, but the gun was shown to be on the front seat when he was unarmed and fled the car and ran from police, and then was shot 90 times and hit 60. Derek Johnson
they
said
should.
this wasn't self-defense. It wasn't an accident in the heat of the moment. It was murder, point blank. Johnson said this black man was killed, struck more than 60 times by 90 fired bullets for a possible traffic violation. This doesn't happen to white people in America. And I can't argue
Listen,
with him
man.
because he's not wrong.
Anytime an officer kills somebody in America, it is a murder. It just they go to court to justify it or not.
Right.
Everybody needs to know that. So pass that along. It is a murder. They just go to court to
Well,
justify it.
but
That's it.
yeah, they don't call it
So
that. Yeah.
yeah, they don't call it that. But they don't say that to us, the
Justifiable
public.
homicide.
They don't say that to the public. But when they go have
No.
their hearing, when that cop has his hearing, that's what it is referred to as a justifiable homicide. And it goes on his record as a justifiable homicide.
Yeah.
So it's still a murder. It's still a
But it
homicide.
shouldn't be a murder until it's proven to be a justifiable homicide.
Right. But now when they justify it, they don't call it murder or
No.
homicide. But when it's
Well,
unjustified,
no, it's
that's
still
what
a
they
homicide. Homicide is
No, it
just
still is.
somebody gets
Right.
killed.
But they
Justifiable.
don't word it like that if he wins. But they only word it like that if he loses.
What
But
do they call it if he wins?
they'll call it an incident, an on-duty incident that he had, with his gun
Oh, I see what you're
or
saying.
something like that. Everybody words it different. You know what I mean, they'll say, he had a shooting incident. They'll call it something like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Sorry,
but
the fireworks over here are just going crazy. So I'm gonna just
mine's
stay mute.
mine's too. I'm looking at mine's and mine's the
Yeah,
same
it's
thing.
going nuts out here too.
Yeah. Oh, it's the 4th of July. Everybody's 4th of
It
July.
is. Yeah. Yeah, man.
But I'm gonna let that one go, because we all know what it is, man. Like I said it earlier today. We were talking about it. Once they killed Trayvon Martin, that would ring the bell and said it's okay to kill black people. It just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
after that, it's just been so blatant and
It's been
disrespectful
on.
ever since.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah, it's
super
been on.
blatant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ever since.
Coward kid in
And
Illinois today got arrested. Nice. And
Wow.
just,
Of course.
Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course. What's new?
No guns, shots, no. What are you gonna do? Well,
it's the world we live in.
what are you gonna do? Just to end it on a different note, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 leak reveals Adam Warlock's costume, and it is not like the comics at all. It's gonna be kind of funny. It's gonna have no cape. He's gonna be gold, like the gold people that we saw in the Guardians 2 movie.
What they call the I forget what they were called.
Wait, where is it?
No cape? I mean,
no cape. Like, come on.
I want a cape. What?
Because I've been really excited for Adam Warlock. I'm excited for this character because I love the character, and it sucks to find out that he's not gonna look at all like I know him to look. Let's see. A rough translation supposed to be the images we've seen. Warlock is entirely golden and appears to be wearing armor with different angled pieces. Some elements on the shoulders, chest, arms, and waist have reddish strokes, but the look is not like what we traditionally see in the comics. No blue and red clothing. Yeah.
I mean, it's a first appearance. There's time, so
yeah, I'm hoping that.
But yeah,
right. Because it's like the when they leaked pictures of Nicolas Cage's suit, Superman suit, it was the images of the suit that he wore to heal himself. So it was all clear with lights and shit. And people thought that was going to be the suit he wore in the movie. And so they began trashing the movie before it even was, made. And they ended up not making it, all because of a bad leak. So you're right. Hopefully this is just a, like, he just comes out of the cocoon kind of thing or something like that. Maybe he'll get his cape. Maybe he'll get his signature look. But we all know Hollywood ain't that smart.
I'm glad I didn't have to say it.
Did you watch The Boys, Stu?
Nah, I actually.
Stu, come on!
I didn't.
It was a great episode.
It was.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I just didn't have time. I had a long work week.
Yeah. Big twist.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it Wednesday. So yeah, everybody, please leave a comment in the comment section. We'll be back here every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So y'all check us out on those days. Check me out tomorrow on Instagram. Tomorrow night, I will be there selling comics like I do. And this is my name. You'll see me right there, 6_element_comics. That's right. So, yeah, check me out on Instagram. Doing that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is our show, y'all. Thank you so much, everybody. Listen, I just want to thank everybody in the chat right now and everybody watching this on replay. We really appreciate you guys. We really do. We don't say it enough. And so we love y'all. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us. And we'll see y'all Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.